As long as we want.
That's a great first thing for everybody to hear.
Tie that with the first thing here.
True. It's true.
No. We don't talk about the things that Pinzo hears. Not at all. Not in the slightest.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone, to be honest with you.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to this month's episode of the PREDCAST. I'm just gonna start saying that, to be honest with you.
There you go.
Just because it's a little sporadic now. But what's up, guys? We are on episode number
58.
Thank you. Episode 58. And we had a lot of spicy things to talk about. We're gonna talk a lot about Ometa, big things that have happened. We're going to talk a little bit about upcoming PCC event as well. F6 is going to have a little bit of a limelight to shine on that one. But before we actually go too deep into it, let's all introduce ourselves. Let's go in this specific order. Let's do Gravy, then we'll do F6, Pinzo, Bearded, then myself, and we'll go from there. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on, guys? Gravy Train. I make memes on Twitter. I stream 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights, 8 p.m. EST. Just made my first ever YouTube video this morning. Plan on doing a lot more, but I'm still figuring stuff out on that front. Glad to be here.
Awesome.
I see.
I'm F6. Yes, that's what I'm supposed to say. But I'm F6. You catch me on PREDCAST, catch me over at PCC. We'll talk a little bit more about that here in a bit. But I also stream on Twitch, usually early in the mornings, creature hours. And every like 2-3 months, I upload a YouTube video. And yeah.
Choice plays. I'm gonna need you to get this guy one of those Elgato teleprompters so he doesn't stumble like that again.
Yeah, right.
He knows what he has to say. All right. So get on that choice for us and help him out.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Prompter's spicy, bro. Like I got it because of choice. It's spicy. I highly recommend it. But go ahead. Keep it going.
Yeah, I'm Pinzo. I make YouTube and I stream generally about the game Predecessor, if you guys have heard of it.
Think so.
And then I do that. I upload daily on YouTube. I stream like 5 days a week. I kind of want to go 6, but like right now 5 at twitch.tv/Pinzo. And then I show up whenever we do PREDCAST because this is fun.
This is fun.
I love doing it. I love doing it.
Oh, I know.
Actually.
Yeah, I was agreeing with you. That was a straight up honest. Like, this is fun. Like,
No sarcasm.
No, yeah. No
Never heard Bearded be sarcastic before.
I tell my kids all the time, I'm always serious.
It's so much better to argue with F6 than you think, bro. So much better.
Especially in person. I love doing that as well. All right. What's going on, everybody? Is I, the Beer Wolverine, your Michigan Wonder, and I am excited to bring this episode to you. I was trying to get my guys to do a miniature, like, just YouTube video last week when we all met up, but we just hung out and chilled instead.
Yeah,
for those
where
who
was
don't know,
my invite?
You're from Montana, like that. We were in the completely opposite spot of the Americas for you. Like, I mean, if you're gonna fly there for a day,
you're saying if we invite you to Florida, you'll show up? That's what you're saying?
I would appreciate the invite.
Oh, bro, get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here.
You better get that Walmart response out of here, son. It's like, no, I'm going. I'm showing up. Like.
So for those who don't know, last week we were gone. I was gone on spring break, and I got these guys plus Joey, yours truly, and our friend Jeej to show up and do a little cookout. We had a great time. It was great. My family loves you all. You guys all impressed them. I was told that I have great friends. Little they know they're not, I don't have any friends, but you guys were great to show up. I really appreciate it. But other than that, for me, I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Try to stream Predecessor, but lately it's been very rough to solo queue. I don't know how anybody solo queues in this game. I can't do it. My mental, I just took a week off playing this, and my mental's not strong enough to solo queue in this game coming back to right now. So I either have to duo or more, or I'm going to play another game until people learn how to play this game, because I can't do it. So that's where I'm at. And we'll get farther to that as we go. But on to that, let's Windu, your turn.
Bro, there ain't no... Okay. What's up, guys? I'm Windu, also known as Windu the Mace. I do Predecessor content. Been taking a little bit of a back seat, a little bit, slowing it down. Just been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but probably gonna start posting a little bit more here frequently. And I did find out that F6's bandanas are fully CGI. Those don't exist in real life. So that was interesting to find out in person.
I just didn't wear a bandana that day. What do you mean?
Hey, bro, I'm just 100% convinced that they're all fake. But Pinto, send him one of your bandanas, bro. He needs it.
I got
But yeah, so. But yeah, guys, so we're actually going to give the floor here to F6 in just one moment. I am just going to say that little meetup of like Predcast members and past Predcast member, Joey showing up and G joined us also. That was actually super fun. Like, we got to do more of those and actually stream them and stuff like that, because that was lit. Y'all should have been there.
Yeah.
But go ahead, F6.
That was a good time. Well, my name is F6, guys. I am a quote unquote community manager / HR over at PCC, the Prime Championship Circuit. And I kind of just handle the social media side of things. And one of the things we've been working on is trying to have a little bit more presence when it comes towards giving you guys things to look forward to. And this video right here, we're going to show you a little bit later on, is something that we've been working on for quite a while. Volumes made it. If you guys don't know him, look him up. He's on YouTube as well. Great guy. You guys will see exactly how great he is through this video. And then Moose was helping us with the audio. But if you guys are interested, we're going to be streaming our qualifying rounds this weekend. We're doing Swiss rounds on April 6th. April 7th, we're going to go through the group stages, whoever moved on from the Swiss stages. And then the main event is going to be 2 weeks later, the 20th and the 21st of April. But it's going to be awesome. We have all the best players. We have all the best teams coming to compete at the highest level possible. So I think you guys are really going to like it. But just to give you guys just a little taste on what we got cooking up for you, this is just a small increase of, I guess, for the viewers, you guys wanted more. So this little, call it a trailer, is for you guys, and wait till you guys actually see the live broadcast. You guys are gonna be absolutely mind blown. And I know Windu has that ready for you guys, so be sure to check it out.
Are we going straight into it? Going to play it?
Yeah.
We're playing it? Spicy, bro. Oh, wait. Imagine playing it without audio, Lamau. Oh,
Imagine.
Without audio, Lamau.
Imagine.
Wow.
Yo, Doug, whoever volume is, shout out. Doug.
That was crazy.
Shout out to whoever volume is, bro.
Wow, that's incredible.
Like the sync between the audio and the video, I love that shit.
Dude.
That shit was clean.
Kira ulting in the Fang Pit. Dude, that was wild.
That's
Yeah,
very
so-
nice.
I'm gonna say, because I feel the same way Crashy feels, and Crash said in chat, literally a better trailer than the open beta trailer.
Yeah. Better than
Like,
anything that has made.
That show that screams play my game like insane. Like
Well,
that they
yeah.
like Ometa needs to work with you guys. Like, hey, can we use this or whatever? Somewhat because
Well-
they need to utilize it. However it works out, or make their own or something similar to it. Because son of a bitch,
Wow.
that's fucking great.
Right, it sounds like
Who
somebody's gonna get a job offer. That's what I'm
Well, I was
hearing
gonna
from this
say,
shit.
Somebody's getting an
here
email.
saw Sharks trailers, like Sharks ZXD.
Those are
Shark
great as
is
well.
great.
Those are great as well.
That
Yeah.
was a fantastic trailer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He's in chat right now. His name's Fine Volume, I think, on Twitch. So you see him there, but he has a YouTube as well. I just think he does great work. I think he's just that.
I know he does great work. I only watched one video.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he does great. I know he does, and I watched that video.
Yeah, so we just brought him on in under the team. He's like just doing outstanding work. He also did or helped with our teaser trailer, the one a little while ago that you guys saw. It wasn't as cinematic because it was a little bit something small for you guys, but I mean, just a great job. Outstanding. I'm glad you guys liked it. He spent probably like 3 weeks just filming that, recording, and getting everything lined up. So
Wow,
big shout out to him again.
Bro, I deadass was smirking the entire time watching that trailer. Like that shit was lit.
I was just more sitting back in awe. My eyes were wide. I'm like sitting like, oh my gosh. Like I wasn't, I mean, and I don't mean this in any bad way or talking down on PCC at all, but like the last trailer that Jolster gave us to play was a great video, and it showed what the PCC is about, and it was like more of like, hey, this is us and this is what we're doing and this is what PCC is, and it was a great video, and it got me. I'm somebody who, like, the weekends are for family, so I don't do a lot of with the tournaments. I don't watch a lot of them, but that got me hyped. I'm like, man, I kind of want to watch a PCC tournament now, like just that video alone. This video like blows all of them out of the water. Like, this is a great job.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Great job.
Short volume, appreciate it as well. But yeah, tune in. We have a lot more stuff going on over the weekend as well, which is just as hype as our video. Our broadcast improved tenfold by Choice Plays. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time, fun weekend, fun month, to be honest.
All right,
when
I
is
have a
everything
question
happening?
for you. April 6th, right? Is
April
the Swiss?
Yeah, Swiss is April 6th, 7th is the groups, and then 2 weeks later, the 20th and the 21st is the main event, where that's where like the top 8 teams are battling it out.
Okay, now for somebody who, again, like I said, I don't follow tournaments like that. What does Swiss mean besides the country?
Oh, it's just a tournament format style. It's how we determine who moves on, pretty much. Like, just if you ever seen like March Madness.
Yeah,
just kind of look at like that, something like that, but it's only one-sided and all the teams are playing to push forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I just would have called it a bracket, but that's fine. All right. I just never heard it called that before. I mean,
it's like an initial
sports.
wave of an Elam bracket before the official bracket, basically.
Got you. Okay. All right. No, that's awesome. I'm excited. I'm very excited for it. That's awesome. All right. So we're good with PCC, right? Any more questions for F6 before we move on with that?
What's your favorite color?
Favorite color is blue, man.
All right. Good. It's not one of those Choice Plays purple guys.
Hey, man. First of all, ain't nothing wrong with purple. Give me a sec. Zoom's freezing. I'm gonna have to put it this way. There you go.
All right. Okay. So PCC Prime Circuit Championship, and they can watch it on what, Twitch?
On Twitch and on YouTube.
All right, and that's where all the Swiss games are going to be played, or whatever ones you guys have showing, or whatever.
Yeah, everything broadcast is going to be there.
Everything's going to be there. Okay, awesome. All right, then moving on, our guest here, as you guys already know, we did our announcements in, is Gravy Train. Gravy Train, you hit me up wanting to come onto the show because you also been doing a lot of memes, predecessor themed memes and stuff like that. Ironically, a little backstory for you guys, and I know, and I'm okay with saying this, but like I know Gravy's gonna be all right with it too. Me and Gravy actually had an interaction before. And, And it started in Gen Chat, Predecessor Gen Chat. We were talking, and something came up about jungle. And at the time, and I still kind of feel this way. At the time, I was like, I don't feel like Greystone is that viable jungler. And this is early. This is early on, right? And my argument was about CC, like not having CC, like this is not something I would promote to somebody, like a bunch of people in Gen Chat are newer players, not like top elo players or whatever, so I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna sit here and say this is the guy you want to use in the jungle. And then so me and Gravy Train went to the DMs, and we're like going back and forth on this whole thing.
Graystone's pretty nuts, bro.
And then and this is me like I think this is around my time being an offlaner or even an ADC. Like, I was like not even a jungler that I am now, so like I know that he's definitely there, right? So I admit that I was wrong in my arguments, but like I still
Hey, somebody
Passionate
clip
about
that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go grab my wife.
Yeah,
My wife will tell you that I admit when I'm wrong.
So with GS though, like if you build like I mean I'm already gonna see a bunch of people in chat right now. If you go Infernum into Basilisk, Greystone Jungle, he has insane clear, crazy kill power. I mean, and then you could your last 3 items you could go like tank items situationally. But you don't always have to build Infernum. But I mean, especially now that they increased his AD scaling, Basilisk is kind of like, I mean, Tank Stone is still like huge, obviously. But, especially now you're really incentivized to build damage on him. But I remember at the time,
He's nuts.
they had nerfed him. Like basically like the reason why that came up in a conversation is because I think he got a nerf or something. And they said in like the description of the nerf that he was too oppressive in the jungle or something like that.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And I was like, yeah. And some people were like, I just don't see it. And I was like, no, dude, trust me. Cause I play jungle a lot and I play a lot of offlane too. And I personally, hot take, I think Greystone is better in the jungle than he is in the offlane. That's just how I feel. But, or at least at the time he was. I don't know about now, playing more offlane now, but yeah, that's how that all got started. And then so I watched a couple of Predcast episodes, and I reached out to Windu, and I was like, hey, what does it take, to get on the show?
Bro, homie hit me up with like, hey man, you guys should let other community members on the show, and I'm like, we do all the time. What do you mean?
Well, I had only seen a handful of episodes, and he was like, oh, you got to go talk to Bearded, and so I went to go DM Bearded on Discord, and then I saw our previous conversation. I was like, oh no, this is the dude who I got into it with, and I was like, there's no way they let me on the show.
He's hit me up. He's like, hey, I know we have beef. I was coming here to ask if I'd been the show, but I see we already have beef, so I can understand if you don't want me to have. I'm like,
no way he started off with an apology.
I didn't even remember. I'm like, oh, he didn't apologize. He just said, hey, I know we got beef, but like, hey, this is where I'm at. But I looked, I'm like, dude, I don't like what? I'm like, no. Like, all right, yeah, you're passionate. I'm passionate. That's even more reason for us to be on this show. Like,
we all love the games. We all have opinions.
That's all good. I mean, that's what the whole point of saying is like, so even I don't want anybody else out there that I may have had a DM beef with. If you still want to be on the show, hit me up. Let me know if you want to be on the show. We'll find a way to schedule. I'm not worried. I'm like, you literally have to be a pretty scummy person for me to say, hey, sorry, we can't have you here. Okay.
Is there anybody that comes to mind immediately that you would not ever want on the show?
Probably me. But then, yeah.
No, trust me. There's maybe just like 1 or 2 people that have been grade listed. From there, everybody else is. It's pretty chill. Everybody's pretty chill.
Ace.
Cool.
Ace number 1.
Ace,
Get him out.
I've had enough of that guy.
Yo, chat's hilarious, bro. Somebody in chat just wrote, Predecessor lets him on one time, immediately tells the community to build Infernum on Greystone.
Yeah. No, I already knew, like, before I even said it, I was like, I already know I'm going to hear some shit in chat about it. But I'm telling you, if you play Jungle Greystone, build Infernum. It's
every time you say it.
Just do it.
I'm telling you, don't do that, please. I'm begging you not to do that.
Hella kill power early game. You don't need CC. You can W key people.
My Walmart points are dwindling.
Dude, my MMR is going down at just hearing this, just hearing it.
All right, so let's get to know Gravy Train a little bit before we go too far into this. All right, so first of all, did you play original Paragon?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I was on PC Paragon before it came out on PlayStation. I was like an alpha player. I love that game.
All right. Now, who were your favorite heroes to play as?
Right now, I've been playing a lot of offlane.
No, Paragon.
And Paragon. In Paragon, oh man. When I was playing Paragon, I played a lot of carry, and I really enjoyed Grim and Yin because I liked the like blocking. You know what I mean? Like the quick block of like a CC when you're playing Yin and you just like throw a rampage rock right back at him. Oh my god, it was like so satisfying. But now I'm more of a tank enjoyer now. Play a lot of offlane pretty much on a quest to master all the offlaners. I got like 3 or 4 of them at 10 right now, but yeah.
Okay. Now, who was your least favorite hero in Paragon, original Paragon, that you hated to play against?
Honestly, towards the end, Kalari with like, do y'all remember Red Zone, the item Red Zone, or the card
Unfortunately.
Red Zone?
I
Yeah,
do.
so-
I remember of it. I guess I don't remember exactly what it did.
So
but-
there was a card that basically it would like double the damage dealt and received within like an area around whoever had it. So Kalari could build Red Zone and stab you in the back twice and you die before you even turn around. It was like cancer. It was horrible. It was like the most unbalanced, ridiculous mess.
Shit was nuts on
in
Steel.
any MOBA that I've ever played. Yeah, Steel too. Yeah, because but it's crazy. Yeah, Kalari gank duo lane with Red Zone and just get a double kill before they could even turn around. It was just nuts. So yeah. I can understand it. Yeah, Clara's like my least favorite too. I don't have fun with her. All right. Now, what was you said you started out, you said, in the alpha of that. What did you go into after Paragon shut down? Like, well, what were your thoughts when you heard that Paragon shutting down? So that was like the worst day of my life. Worse than the day that I called off my engagement. It was awful, horrible.
She's still sitting right next to you?
No, that's a different chick. So I've played League of Legends like my entire adult life for like probably over a decade at this point, like since like season 2 or 3 of League of Legends. And then I played Paragon and I was like, this is the greatest game ever made. I loved it, played it exclusively, didn't play anything else for like 2 years. And then when Paragon got the axe, I started playing Smite. And I played that for quite a bit, and then I played Fault, and then Overprime, and then finally Predecessor. And I think Predecessor's, better than I think League of Legends is kind of apples and oranges. You can't really compare League to Pred. There's kind of two different vibes. You know what I mean? But as far as like third person, MOBAs, I think Predecessor's got the best bones, strongest bones. I'll be really sad if Pred doesn't make it, because I really feel like if not Pred, something like Pred is the future of the genre. That 3-dimensional dynamic movement in combat with verticality. That's just where the genre is going to inevitably go. I was really disappointed in the Smite 2 reveal whenever it was basically there's no verticality in Smite 2 either. I thought that was something that I thought was going to be a thing. And then it's just basically the same flat game with slightly better graphics. There's, basically the content that I've seen so far didn't seem like anything new. So Predecessor is definitely going to be the game for me. Nothing else scratches the itch. Anytime I go play Smite or League, it just feels empty by comparison, honestly. So.
All right.
But big MOBA enjoyer. Basically, my entire adult life has just been MOBAs. Never played Pokemon Unite though. That's the one that I didn't try.
There you go. Now, you said you're doing a lot of offlane work. You're playing a lot of the tanks, so offlane tanks.
Yes.
You said, or just
I'm a tank enjoyer.
Who's your number one go-to?
My favorite champion that I'm probably best with, probably Zarus. I feel like Zarus has so many tools in his kit to deal with any kind of situation. He's probably one of the most versatile champions in the game. He really, I feel like every matchup for Zarus is just a skill check. You know what I mean? So yeah. Okay. I feel like he could really deal with anybody. It's just, what are you building and how are you playing, with Zarus.
Speaking of Zarus, so our own Pinzo had Summit 1G watching him play Zarus. So that was a pretty interesting little thing we had going on. Yeah.
But he can't play Zarus, so...
Yeah, too bad
Well,
Pinzo didn't play very well.
He watched 3 minutes of a YouTube video.
Bro, send me the VOD. Send me the clip. I want to see it.
It's in the I'll send it to you, but it's in the partner Discord. I
can't wait for the commentary. Bro, that's actually kind of big news, bro. Summit used to love Paragon, and if he's looking at Pred, he probably played it behind the scenes. You never know.
There's nothing else to look at really at this point.
Yeah, it literally, he literally played Smite instead because he watched my video. I don't know what to say.
Oh no.
Maybe if you're a bit out of the game, I'm not gonna lie, you'd probably be playing Predecessor instead.
Maybe if Zarus stun hit when I hit it, he would be playing the game. That's
Maybe
literally what he
range,
said.
that's all I'm saying.
He watches me hit a Zarus stun, get audio and visual cues for hitting a Zarus stun, and it didn't do anything. And I said, "Oh, my stun didn't do anything. Very cool." And he said, "Game's bugged." Closed the video.
I looked at it and you clearly missed. As a level 10
Wow, it's so weird how I missed the ability and
Clearly
get audio
missed.
and visuals for hitting it. It's crazy how that works, huh? It's
might have hit
crazy
it-
how I
you
get
might
the
have-
audio and visual feedback for hitting an ability and it doesn't do anything.
You might have
I
hit
don't
it
know
wrong.
how that's my fault.
Is that an 80
skill
ping
issue.
problem?
Skill
No,
issue.
it's a Xeris issue.
If you hit a minion, it still makes the noise. You might have hit a minion.
I did not hit a minion.
It was in the middle. It was a ghost minion. It was just.
Oh yeah, it was a
I'm
minion
just
with the
saying,
invis
bro,
rubber buff.
There ain't no way. I don't want to hear a single motherfucker saying that that's my fault. Okay, if the Xeris scheme has been bugged since it came out, the devs fixed their fucking game. Maybe Summit 1G would play it, bro. I don't know what to say.
I put it in our chat window.
I see it. I see it. I'm looking. I'm gonna look at it while we chat.
Maybe you should scrub your content and not have negative content, Pinzo. Jeez.
Bummer, bro.
He
Don't
said
watch it. I
bummer,
don't know what to
bro.
tell you.
No, don't tell me not to watch it. Tell Summit 1G not to watch it.
I mean, I'll be real with you. It's still
It's
lit as hell that it
gross,
happened.
dude.
Yeah,
Shout out
no,
to
that's
you, bro.
cool. That's cool. That's you got somebody that big of a name is watching your content. That says something about you at least. So that's great. No, that's why I brought it out there. It wasn't more to to throw shade at you, although we do when we can. But all in good fun. But that is awesome that he was able to use, obviously to have something like that going on. But all right, so Zaris is your favorite. Moving on, guys. I said in my little opening announcement that so again, I was gone on vacation when open beta first came out on the 28th. So when I got back, which was the first, I think it was my first time able to play. It just. I thought that the whole week off, would give me a whole mental reset would have been great. And I come back and I play the game. I do an all night of solo queuing, and I just get put into matches with people that just really have no clue what they're doing, or I'm matched up against teams that I have somebody that's like they got the plat 3 on their team and I just got a gold 1 on my team, and that's my person that's supposed to win it for everybody. I'm like, and it doesn't match up right, and I'm not trying to blame matchmaking by any means, because if you look at the numbers according to Meta.City, the numbers are actually pretty close. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the influx of new people, and then we're just kind of trying to level that out. I don't know how this is going to take, but like my 3 days of gaming until I had somebody join me last night, like I was ready. Last night I played 2 games and I was ready. I'm like, I'm done. I'm gonna go play Paladins or something because I can't do this. Like I don't have the mental.
Bad, bro?
Yeah. Monday stream, I played 4 games and I said, nope. I finished my stream playing Paladins because I looked at my time. I'm like, nope, I still have time I still have my stream time is from 7:30 to 11:30, and it was like 10:30. I'm like, well, all right, I'll play Paladins for the last hour. I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and go through another one of these matches. Like I just can't sit there and like watch people do this. I had a game I played with a community member, Junebug. I went 18-6-6. We easily should have won it, but the way some of my teammates were playing, it's just like, what are we doing? Like, why are we throwing this game the way it's happening? Like, as a carry going 18-6-6, there's no way I should be losing it. They didn't have their carry wasn't doing that. I shut the dual lane down, but we couldn't pull out a win because we couldn't organize right. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So it got to a point. It's like, I don't know how to do this. So I'm like, I need a break. Unless I'm on comms with somebody, that's the only way I can sit and play with Pred until this whole influx of new people levels out or whatever's happening.
Until everybody gets placed. Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's new people or if I'm getting a bunch of Smurfs that I'm going against that I'm like, hey, these people definitely are not in my level. Like they're higher than me, but they're if you look at them, oh look, they are at my level. And it's like I'm just sitting in this spot and it's like, is this it's just not fun. It's very unenjoyable right now. What are your guys' thoughts on the current state of the game?
Bro, I'll be real with you. I've been
solo
chilling.
queuing since like the beginning of Pred, and solo queue is just rough in general.
Definitely
Yeah.
inconsistent.
I think it's
think
actually
so?
gotten better overall. When it comes to, in my matches at least, obviously like different ranges of different experiences, but in my experience has gotten better overall. It's more of not the player's skill, but their attitude when it comes to the game. I think it's more of the problem.
Right. I kind of feel the same way. I don't mind losing a game if it's a hard fought loss and everybody's trying and playing to their best of the best of their ability. But I get tilted when people just give up 15 minutes in because they lost
the 10-minute surrenders and
yeah, right. That's when I start
2-kill
getting
lead.
tilted.
It's over, bro.
Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, like it's almost always winnable. Honestly, like one team fight at like 30 minutes can change the whole game. And
my first game last night lasted only 15 minutes. I was Greystone Jungle.
Right. Did you build in front?
No, I didn't build in front. I was 2-0-1. And next thing I know, I'm getting the defeat sim. I'm like, what? I didn't vote. Like my team just all of a sudden they decided, hey, we're gonna surrender. I'm like, I'm like, I'm 2-0-1. Like, just let me cook for a little bit. Give me some time at least.
Yeah,
like, this is a 15-minute thing. Like I think.
Yeah, people are already voting to surrender before the first team fight even happens. Before the first 5v5 even happens, they're already surrendering, and it's just crazy to me. But
I didn't. I'm like, well, how do I fix that? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So, I feel like it maybe is a little bit of a dice roll solo queuing. Sometimes you get good teammates, sometimes you get bad teammates, but like ultimately my attitude is like the common denominator in all your games is you. And if you're performing, you will climb, over time.
50-50 on that one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, right. Like I said, it's kind of a dice roll. It's kind of inconsistent, but you'll get where you need to be, or you'll get where you should be.
He said, "Have less blue on your screen, Bearded. That'll fix your problem."
Yeah,
that'll fix it, bro. Your colors are all fucking washed. Yeah. That's what it is, bro.
That's what it is.
Like,
yep.
Sometimes you have good teams, sometimes you have bad teams, but like over the course of hundreds or thousands of games, like you'll eventually get to where you should be. I feel like. I think just some people, like I float around Diamond. I don't think I deserve Master. I probably will never get there. But I think a lot of people think that they're better than they actually are. You know what I mean?
Has says climbing in Walmart MMR doesn't matter. If you're not having fun playing, just find people to play with to make it enjoyable. Play something else until ranked.
Agree.
I'm not worried about climbing MMR. That's not what my point was. My games aren't fun. Like they're not fun at all. Like, I'm not worried about wins and losses. I agree with what Gravy Train said. I want a good match that's a back and forth. If it's a back and forth match and we take an L in it and we had fun playing the game, that's what I want.
Right.
I'm not that guy that think only winning is fun. I can have fun and I can have a great match. Like, man, some of the plays I pulled off in that, like I can't. It sucks we lost because that was those kills like that fucking quad I had, like whatever, like that's what I want.
Yeah.
But like
but when people are spamming good job the whole game and constantly spamming the surrender vote. Yeah, or typing, dude. It's like, stop typing. Just like, oh man. Yeah. No, I feel it. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I want. And that's like where I'm like, I'm not having fun because I get people like literally just like I had a Greystone. I was playing last night. Luckily, this was a match that I had with somebody. I was playing with a viewer, Lucky Pothole. And luckily I had him with me in comms because I was able to just kind of talk with him and like vent with him about it, and he was able to experience misery loves company type thing. Like he was able to experience the shit I deal with. We had a Greystone that literally was just sitting in lane the whole time. No, sorry, it was a Grux sitting in lane the whole time. Then it's like, all right, and then he would not like his Grux would come over and rotate to mid. It was doing everything that you're supposed to do as a solo laner. This one was just sitting there. There was a time that the wave was pushing the tower, and he's sitting back by his tower doing nothing, like not even like taking jungle camps, not getting cyan, nothing, just sitting back. I'm like, what is going on? And I made the comment. I was like, dude, this guy's got 4 games in. And it was just off the head. I just pulled a number out. We finish it. I go to Omega City. That it was his 4th game. I'm like, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm playing with people who don't know what they're doing.
I just went back and looked at that 18 kill game that you were talking about where you were carry.
Yep.
It looks like the teams are pretty average, except your solo laner. That was his 2nd game ever.
Yep.
His first game, he went 1-6. His 2nd game, he went 1-8, and he's never played a game ever since that Greystone game where he was with you.
Yeah.
So Do we know what the official like Walmart MMR for like new players is when they're on placements?
I think it's like 1,300.
I was about to say I think it starts at 1,300. Yeah, but you gain or lose a lot,
Significant
of MMR
amount,
your
in the first couple matches.
50 or so games. Yeah,
Depending on what you do and who you play against, and
right.
So I could see it being rougher considering if you're getting those brand new players consistently, if you are in that 12 to 1,400 range. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So like a lot of people, like in gold or platinum, which is probably like the bulk of the consistent player base, are still like kind of low enough to where they're getting matched with like brand new people right off the boat. So yeah, it kind of creates. Someone said, should the new players be placed lower? And I think like it should probably be more like 1,000 MMR, maybe, or 900. But
I mean, well, let's be clear. We know what new players are placed at in Ometa City.
Right. We don't know
what's in Ometa City. We don't know internally.
Right. True.
Like, to me, it doesn't matter. You start new players at silver or gold. First few games stink. They drop to where they're supposed to be. Well, that's fine. Like, that's literally just how it is.
Right.
True, but I will say, I'm pretty sure Paragon did this, but I know for a fact that Hunt Showdown does this. In your first couple account levels in general, like let's say like until you get to level 5, you're only queued with other people that are up to level 5, if that makes sense. So the way they do it is like, hey, like newer players are with newer players, and then once you have enough experience, doesn't matter if you're good or not, then you get thrown into the wild, and then the MMR fluctuation starts. So I don't know if, considering the fact that they have more players now, maybe that's something they can look into.
Right. Yeah, more players.
The other thing that you have to keep in mind is that it's not like again, so we're looking at Ometa City as if it's ranks, which it does have ranks on it, but it's
like an
normal
unranked
game,
MMR,
right?
Which is
you don't
normal.
Well, in any normal game you don't unlock ranked. For your first game isn't a ranked game, right? That's just not how it works. So it's like you're looking at these as ranked, but it's really just like dude's first game, right? It's literally baby's first game. So at that point, it's just you can't expect those people to be good.
Fair, but let's just take the word rank out of it, and let's just say casual MMR, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter his rank, but if somebody's playing casual queue, let's just say they're playing with friends and stuff, that doesn't necessarily mean that you throw a brand new person into a realm that they might not be equipped to be in.
Yeah,
let's say gold as an example.
Yeah,
like because I'm looking at it right now, and this hasn't updated in a minute, but the majority of players are actually in silver and gold, leaning more towards silver. So
all I'm saying is,
go ahead.
So like, I'm agree with Renzo here. A different mode, majority of the time, it's ranked mode, takes care of this problem because in your casual setting, when you have ranked mode in your casual setting, you don't care what you do. You're just playing, right? So it's not really that matters. It's really that the reason why matchmaking is such a problem is because there's a bunch of people that want to they've been playing forever and they want to grind for something, right? So like for me, my casual matches aren't fun because I want like a competitive match, right? And if you want a competitive match, you're not going to get that in a casual setting.
Yeah, you don't go to casual queue for that. Yeah,
correct. So I think that's the problem, is the fact that there's no place to be competitive, right? And have everybody in that same mindset.
Well, there's the tournaments, I guess, but you just get humbled. You know what I mean? Like
another
the few times that I've signed up for the few events that I've signed up for, I used to think I was good at the game, and then I realized that I was not. So
some nutty people out there, bro.
The competitive scene is like the best players. It's not. Yeah, it's the only scene there is. If you want that kind of experience, you're just gonna get dog walked in your main role as your best character and have to rethink your whole existence.
No, just trying to PCC. It is what it is.
Right.
Say, bro, that's when you throw the plug in, bro.
If you want the smoke, sign up.
I guess that's where I sit, where I agree with what Crashy made a video on, I don't know, months back or whatever, and about humans being competitive in general, like, because that's what I am. I'm a competitive human, and I'm not sitting here trying to, again, I'm not trying to climb MMR, but I want a fun game, and a fun game to me is competitive. Like, I don't want something, if I wanted a casual game, I'd go play PTO, and I don't mean that in a derogatory bash on them situation, but that's just more of
Overwatch now.
right, yeah, Overwatch. That's but that's what I would do, or I go play Paladins, right? If I just want something I can just go mess around with or whatever, just like I'm not worried about it, like that's what. But even then, I still play that competitively. I'm still trying to do my best. I'm still building the best things I can build in it. That's just the way I play. I'm not the guy that's gonna sit here like, okay, well, I know this game's gonna be unfun, so let me just be off meta and play fucking Narbash carry. Like, I don't want to do that, because I know how that feels, for one, and that's just not competitive for me. So like, I want nothing to do. So so in that situation, I guess my only thing I can do is go play other games until another mode comes out, whether it be a casual mode or a rank mode, and then I can play this normal mode as a rank mode until the rank mode comes out. Like, that's just like, it sucks. Like, it's just not fun.
Like, everybody wants to win, but the question becomes, can you have fun even when you're not winning? You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people, I think, struggle with, is they can only have fun if they're winning. It's just like an attitude.
It's a hell of a lot more fun to win than it is to lose.
Well, no, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but yeah.
It is, I mean, it is and it isn't. Like,
that's the attitude.
I can argue. I have more fun in a very close competitive loss than I do in a stomping win.
Right.
Like, if we just stomped a hole in them, like that's not fun for me. Like, we won, but like, I would much rather have like a back and forth, like, oh my gosh, that's close, like, damn. Like,
but then at the end, you still want to win.
Well, it was still, I want to win, obviously. Like, that's the competitive part about me.
Right.
So, all right, F6. You said you got to go in, right? You want to do a little?
Yeah, I do a quick outro. I just gotta take care of some stuff. But once again, guys, love being here. Make sure you guys check out, like I said, this weekend we have the PCC coming this weekend. So be there or be squared. Other than that, you can catch me streaming on Twitch in the morning times. I'll probably be streaming tomorrow if you want to hang out, if you're up early with the shenanigans. And by the way, I'm the tallest PREDCAST member. That's all I gotta say.
Like, you're not tall,
I'm down with him, bro.
I never bragged about my height one bit, but okay, yeah, sure. You're not much taller than me, but yes, you are taller.
I know it's not much, but it's still, a win's a win.
It still counts. Give me out.
Bro's 5'9" '3/4.
That makes me the second tallest.
I knew Windu was short, but wait, how short is Bearded?
My guy just said I knew Windu was
right
short.
here.
Damn, bro. Chill out. Chill out. The fuck?
Oh my god, whatever.
How tall are you, Pinto?
Yeah.
I'm exactly 6 feet tall.
Ah.
I'm taller. Let's go. Big bodied. Anyways,
you're not big body, that's for sure.
No.
You're a twig, man. The wind blows you away.
I'm athletic. Nope. Okay. First of all, slow it down. All right. Let's slow that down. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate you guys, and I'll be still lurking. So, if you guys have any questions for me?
I see.
See ya. Hate that guy.
Thank God he's finally gone.
Glad he's gone. Yeah, for real. Jeez.
Oh, now we can chat. Finally.
Yeah, now we can finally start Predcast. Am I right?
Yeah.
No, that trailer was lit though. Hey, that trailer was lit for sure.
It was.
The trailer was really nice. I will say, I was watching it and I had accidentally highlighted my video on Twitch. And so I was wondering why it was so blue, but it wasn't. It was because I had highlighted it. Yeah.
There you go.
You were watching a blue video the whole fucking time?
I was like, why is this so blue? Like, this is kind of weird, but I mean, whatever.
Got you. Rip.
There you go. Yeah. But I mean, the good news with open beta, though, besides again, that's my feeling. I know not everybody's having the same experience I'm having, but that's just where I'm at, and it sucks because literally this is the game that I love to play, and I hate feeling that way. But the good news is they put a tweet out today and the tweet was saying that they have 750,000 players that have signed up to play the game. So that's a pretty good number. I do know that like Steam charts show like when they first launched, it was like 7,400 something, right? For Steam charts. Obviously that doesn't count what Epic's doing, and that doesn't count PC or PlayStation and Xbox. But 750,000 players. Now I don't think that's all players. I think that's counting,
I was about to say that's just the count. That's just the count numbers.
It's counts
right?
made,
It's gotta
Exactly.
be. Like I saw that, and the first thing in my mind, I was like, I'm 2 of those. At least.
I have one other account, but I know people with like 3, 4, 5 accounts.
Bro,
Like,
I know people with like 7 accounts. Like they keep a notepad with the username and passwords
Right.
just to keep track of shit.
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just have.
I can't do that because I can't have that many emails. Like I
Yeah,
can't stand email myself. Like I literally hate I have to have an email for all this shit. Like so I have to all those individual emails. Like fuck that.
I just
want
scooped one
nothing
up
to do
on
with it.
Epic when it was free on Epic. I got one, and that's the one that I use when because I have a Discord where I like a lot of people in the community either because I'm like a Gen Chat lurker, and on Facebook too. I got a desk job so I can look at my phone. Yeah. So people a lot of times are like looking for people, to show them the game. You know what I mean? They're coming over, they don't have any mobile experience or whatever. So I kind of have a Discord. It's like a training camp, I guess, to where I have a lot of, newer players there. So I have an Epic account that I use when I play with them. So I don't want to.
So that's where you train Pappy's 9-year-old.
Yes. Yeah. Pappy's 9-year-old son, future grandmaster. Yeah, he diffed his dad in lane. Everybody watching, if you see Pappy, let him know he got beat by his own son in lane. He got diffed by a 9-year-old.
I haven't either. I saw his name today in Gen Chat because there was something going on in Gen Chat about clams and sponges or whatever, and I was like so confused on
Team
what the
Clam
fuck was going on. I'm like,
if you have a yellow name in the Gen Chat right now, you stink, and I hate you.
I was like, what is happening? I was trying to figure it out. So I don't know, but then I saw Pappy's name there. I saw he was actively chatting in Gen Chat there.
Yeah.
But
Kari made a joke.
Seen him around a while.
Everybody took it very seriously. That's what happened.
Yeah, it spiraled out for sure.
Yeah.
It did spiral. I mean, I reached out to Kari. I'm like, hey, what's happening? What is this? Like, is there something we need to know? Because like we have the show tonight. Like, should I highlight it tonight? Like, what's going on? And then it was ended up like, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, got it.
She
She
jokingly
didn't tell us
said
anything about clams. All she told us was the next 5 hero releases. It was kind of like, what?
Yeah, right.
What the hell,
No big
Kari?
deal.
That's not what I wanted.
Yeah, that's we don't care about that stuff.
She jokingly said
Leaks
that
are Ace's job.
Right. She said if we got
my
300
job.
people to say clam in chat, then she would reveal the next hero. But it was probably a joke. She wasn't serious. But everybody was like, yeah, so everybody just started spamming clam,
Well, that's what I saw. I think it might have been your post or somebody's post on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like, what? I'm at work, so I go to the page. I'm going to the page. I'm like, what's happening down here? And then I saw Sponge. I'm like, what the fuck? And then somebody said it's you have to claim clam if you want to know the next hero, and you have to claim Sponge if you want information on the next
ranked date.
Ranked information. I'm like.
She was just messing with us. It was never
I'm like what is going on here?
Yeah,
so I'm like,
oh, bro.
There's nothing.
I would have been yellow so
says,
quick.
hey, we're having a competition. I'm like, what is?
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm so confused. I was lost.
A long time ago, like people used to, when you needed the code, because now you don't need the code anymore. You can just find it in the store.
You type
But
claim.
for a long time, a lot of people would type claim and they'd accidentally type clam, like /clam, and so that became kind of the inside joke.
So let's end that conversation. And but okay, so yeah, that was happening. That threw me off today though. But other than that, what are you guys wanting? Right, because I've had people in my streams like, "Hey, man, I can't wait for the next patch," and I'm like, "Okay, but like, I don't think the next patch isn't going to be a content patch. Like this was their content patch, right? Or am I wrong? Is the next patch
a hero release? Yeah.
The next patch is gonna be hero release?
Yeah, 5 days from now, April 9th.
Yep, on the 9th. Yeah.
I thought this was that like the big patch. I thought this was the 3 weeks from. No, not 3 weeks.
It's been 6 weeks from August.
Yeah.
I know, right? Hadn't it flown by?
No, but I'm saying I thought this last patch, the 28th was. I thought that was the 6 weeks. So that was the
There's
that
no
would have been
content
the.
in that patch. Why
But
would
that's
that
what
be
I
a
thought they
content
were
patch?
considering was the open
No,
beta.
no, no,
Open
no.
beta is going to be what we got. I thought we were just gonna. That was going to be like a hey. I know it's not much for you guys, but this is the best we got right now, and then we're gonna get a balance next week. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
No,
Well, they
basically
balanced it in the
said-
same patch.
Yeah, they basically said our patch cycle got a little scuffed because like we couldn't, like, this was the day that we could get Xbox out. Like, we couldn't do it on Tuesday or whatever, so we're having a Thursday patch, which was weird. But they're like,
Right.
but our next patch will be on Tuesday, April 9th, which is also weird because it is only, what is that, right?
It's not the full 6, right?
3, 4. It's 5 weeks after Argus.
Right.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll be back on our normal 3 weeks between patches, normal cycle.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So this one is just the whole patch cycle is super scuffed. But yes, Monday or Tuesday next week, April 9th, we get a new hero. And hopefully it's cool.
If you got to pick the next hero to come out, who'd you pick?
If I got to pick, Terra.
If it was Terra?
Bring it out. Yin.
I would
Yeah.
say Yin or Boris.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like Yin. I'm so
This
tired of
game-
these Argus queues.
This game is so strong CC. You need an anti-CC hero.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
So yeah.
You know what's
Terra.
crazy? A couple people are saying Aurora
Plus-
in chat.
Plus, I want Terra because
And
everybody
they want more CC.
People are on this whole like fucking Terra kills the game, bullshit. So I want Ometa just to bring Terra out and say, hey, we're gonna break the curse.
I agree.
I want them
Well-
to be like that, like fuck you all. This is what we got. And watch.
Fault didn't have Terra, and it still, died anyways. So that there's some flaw in that
Real.
logic.
That's actually real.
Yeah.
So so there's a 66% chance that Terra kills the game. That's what I'm hearing.
Right. Yeah.
2 out of 3 Paragon games have died.
Or there's
so-
100% chance when a solo laner gets introduced. Rough.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Part of me says Aurora would be cool because, like I said, I'm on like a solo lane kick right now, and I would like, another like mage bruiser other than Shinbi and Kwong to play in the solo lane. But I don't think more CC would be great for the game right now.
It's gonna be Grim though, right? That's what we're knowing.
Supposedly.
No.
No? What do you mean no?
I think there is a very low chance that it's Grim.
Why?
No chance.
Wasn't there a
I
Reddit
think-
post? Right?
It was
Yes,
a
so
TikTok
what
week.
happened? I'll sum it up for
TikTok?
you.
Yeah. Okay.
They
Somebody
posted
send me a link to it if you
TikTok
can.
that was
But yeah.
doing something. I don't even know what the TikTok was, but basically there was like a single frame of this TikTok where it showed the hero select screen and Grimmix was on the hero select screen.
Just call him Grimmix.
I think. What, am I not supposed to call him Grimmix?
Yeah.
There's a dot in
Grim
there.
I'll call him
I
whatever.
have a friend who
Yeah.
only played Grimmix, and that's what he called him. He called him Grimmix, so I call
Yeah.
him Grimmix. Didn't fucking touch that character. That character is dumb. Anyway,
Periods don't
I
work in that
think
time zone.
This is the exact kind of thing,
Right?
the exact kind of thing that Ace would do to make us think that we know
Right.
who the next hero is. It is the
So you think
exact
it's like a
kind of like
total-
elaborate troll that
so-
Ace would do.
Total
So on
misdirect.
April Fool's Day, Kari said something in the Gen chat because again, I'm a Gen chat lurker. I catch everything. She said we'll introduce her next week, but it was on April Fool's Day. And then someone said, Kari, are the Grim rumors true? And she said she basically implied that she did that on purpose to make people think it was Grim, but it's not actually Grim. She kind of basically implied that. But that was on April Fool's Day. So
I have money on the line with my chat about if it's Grim or not.
Right.
I
I think it's
have
either
subs
it's
on
either
the
Grim or
line.
Aurora, I think, because those are the two probably most highly anticipated characters, probably, I think.
But Aurora's been on like the Pred website, Pred advertisement for like 2 years, and she's
I
still
think
not
it's-
in the game, bro.
It's either Aurora or Grim, I think. But
I would rather have Aurora. I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest.
I loved Aurora. She was awesome. in Paragon.
I talked about this a little on stream today. I
Mhm.
kind of came to this realization like after Argus came out. I kind of don't care about Paragon heroes. I'm gonna be honest. Like I feel
I want
like
the
I
originals
won't
for real,
care-
bro. Let's hurry up and get these
I
Paragon
don't care
ones.
about the old Paragon heroes. I care about the Omega originals. Until they start
Right.
drastically changing the Paragon character kits,
Mhm.
like I don't care. I already know what all the characters do. It's
Right.
not.
That's fair.
I just don't care if they release Grim and he has a brand new kit, right? Like maybe he keeps his spell bubble because that's a cool ability,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
yeah.
a 1 second
Right.
spell bubble. I think that's a sweet ability.
I like
Maybe he
that,
keeps that and they give him 3 new abilities after, like on top of that.
Yeah.
That is when I will start caring about Paragon heroes. Until
I'd
they
like
start,
Grim to have his
reworking-
R still, but yeah.
So that TikTok was released 6 days ago, which was before April Fools. So I don't think,
But
I
later,
don't think that TikTok. I get what you're saying. I know what you're saying with Kari and Gen Chat. April
Right,
Fools
right.
situation. I'm just saying some people are trying to say that Grim is an April Fools thing. That was done. That was released before April
yeah,
Fool.
that was before. Yeah.
And it's not even
I don't think
actually.
it has-
It's
it
not
has to do
Grim.
with
It's
April
literally.
Fools.
It's literally a black thing that says nothing to see here or whatever, like new hero, whatever.
Mhm.
But it's everything's alphabetical order in that situation, and it goes Greystone, Grux, and the only hero that's left would be Grim in that
Mhm.
situation. That's going to fit with the GR. So
Right.
Yeah,
that's
but
why
dude,
Grim would be the
they
next
would-
one.
That's true.
If let's say hypothetically this is on purpose, they wouldn't mess it up if it was on purpose to make you think it's Grim. They wouldn't do something where it's like Greystone, Grux, and then oops, black
Right.
square, don't live here. Like they would put it where it goes.
But
Like,
that's where
I
it
just don't
goes.
think
Who
that has any
posted it? Was it
merit.
an
That's
official
also
account?
true.
It's an official predecessor account.
Yeah.
I put it in our chat window. It's there in the.
I just don't think like the fact that the black square is in the spot where it's supposed to go does not tell me that's like not bait,
The whole thing is kind of sus,
It's here's the thing,
yeah.
dude. They've not accidentally leaked a character before, right?
Well, that's not an
They
accident,
accidentally
either,
leaked
right?
Drake.
This isn't an accident. It says new hero. You saw nothing. But
I'd say that's an
that's not an accident. That's on
intentional
purpose.
post.
That's like
Well,
hey.
again, but it's made to look like an accident, is it
Right.
not? I think that there's no way. I am gonna say I'm 98% sure that it's bait.
Could be.
I'm very
be.
very confident that it's bait,
Yeah.
and the next hero is not Grim.
Like I said, and then a couple days later, or like a couple days later on April Fool's Day, she said we'll release her next week. Like the new hero will release her next week. So is that also a misdirection? Or is
that's
she
an
actually?
April Fool's.
Is-
That's
is
on
it-
April Fools.
Yeah.
That's
Well-
on April Fools.
well-
I mean, she could have said anything.
He
True.
said that
I
day,
would've believed
dismiss everything. Dismiss everything
True.
that day.
I don't know.
But isn't Grim technically the little sprite that flies around controlling the mech?
Right.
What if the sprite is a female?
Is a female. Yeah, right. She's a little bow.
I hate to add to the conspiracy theory, but I'm just saying, I don't
Hey,
know
man.
what the hell that little
Yeah.
sprite is. I just know we don't know, right?
Yeah.
So what if?
So
Yeah.
hold on. When Pinzo, I'm sorry. What do you and your friend call Grim again?
Grimmix?
Grimmix. All right. So if somebody gave you
Isn't that purple guy from McDonald's?
right? No, it's
No,
Grimace.
that's Grimmix.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Grimace. So, but if somebody were to give you a file to download and use, and like it says file.exe, do you call it
Right.
Filix? What do you call that? What do you call that?
It was easier call outs in game. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, Grim.exe is right behind you, bro. Grim.exe,
Grim-
he's ulting you. Grim.exe is missing mid. Like,
That's
I'm
why
not
we,
gonna,
but that's why we call him Grim. We don't just
Grimmix.
call his name wrong. The Grim is the short call. Hey, that's easier call out. Calling his name completely wrong is just
Let's be
weird.
clear, bro. I played exactly 0 games of Grimmix in Paragon. He is the one
So
that
have I.
played him.
He's
So have
just
I.
he's just saying
that
his
hero doesn't
friend.
exist in my opinion.
He's
I
the
will
one
say-
that played him, so I just called him whatever he called him.
I'm about to say, I will say, when I look at anything, I don't open my Netflix, like my Netflix.exe account, right? Or the app. I literally just go like, okay, Netflix, okay, Spotify. I don't go, bro, I'm in the mood. Let me open up my Spotify.exe, Like, that's not how that works.
Yeah, thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. They called him Grimmix in the overview video for that character. I was very confident that that's where that came from. I wasn't gonna say anything because I didn't know.
See, I believed you the
Right.
whole time, actually. No.
I'm gonna need to see that that clip.
Did somebody just remember that? Somebody's like, oh yeah, 8 years ago they called him Grimmick.
I know, bro. That sounds like a pin.
I don't think
that
I'm
sounds
in
like a
a
Pinzo
huge
fan.
minority here.
Yeah.
No, I've heard him called Grimmicks before. That's why I didn't say anything when you originally called him that, because I've
It threw me
actually
off.
heard him called
I've
that.
never heard that.
I just say Grim, but
Yeah.
I've heard him called
Grim or
Grimmicks.
Grim.exe. I don't know. It's this way it's been for me, but that's weird.
Terra, Tara, potato, tomato.
Nah, bro. If you say
I'm just
Tara,
gonna
we
start
gotta
calling him-
go back to English.
Start saying
Terra,
Grooks
Tira.
from now on.
Yeah, Grooks. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just waiting for Grux's wife to come out, Grix. Honestly.
About his
Interesting.
grandma.
So
Yeah, grandma,
we actually, I don't know if somebody was giving me a hard time or not. I guess
rolling
maybe
pins.
it
instead of
actually
pins.
was on April Fool's now that I think about it, but like I was streaming and somebody came in and said, oh, you're the male version Grux, whatever. I'm like, or whatever, because like I'm like, wait, isn't Grux already a male? Like I'm so confused. So then I looked up, I like Googled like Grux lore, and ironically, and I want to bring it up actually because I thought this was interesting. It's on the
Paragon Wiki.
Paragon Wiki, and it made me think further into it. I know Grux has an issue with Chimera, right? Because Chimera has the Grux
grandma.
pill, which is the grandma, right? That's the story behind that.
Mhm.
But in the extra lore on the Paragon Wiki, Grux has issue with somebody else who I thought was Narbash. I'll read it to you, and then I'll let you guys let me know what you think. Once the chieftain of his tribe, Grux disobeyed the wishes of his gods by waging a brutal war against a neighboring tribe. Soon after, plague and pestilence hit and Grux was cast out. Now he wanders Zetchin, seeking the forgiveness of his gods. So when I like read the whole all the way up to the tribe, I'm like, oh man, he went and fucked with Narbash's tribe, like that's that's where that shit went down. And then I'm like, wait, plague and pestilence. Pestilence is the passive for Morgesh.
Right.
And she, she's a very plaguey style, hero. I'm like, did he fuck with Morgash's tribe? Like, is there some shit going on there? Well, Morgesh and Faye do have beef, but I'm just wondering if there's more like intertwining with this lore that's going on. I'm like, I was like, damn, that's pretty
I
interesting.
watch CSI, bro. You don't mess with those voodoo people.
If you go look at like again, follow this Paragon Wiki. If you go follow, there's nothing in Morgesh's kit or anywhere that says pestilence. All right, so the pestilence was introduced with Predecessor with their passive, and it makes sense because of knowing what pestilence is, right? Like an actual word. It's not like just something they made up, but like it definitely flows with her kit and her vibe. But like it works, it sits with this pretty well as well. I'm like, wait a minute, is there a tie-in here? And I would be interesting to hear what Omega has for lore in that situation, because I think all that could be some more intertwining, putting more characters together and not just having these groups of two that are together, right? Because we know Clary and Muriel, they're sisters, right? They're together. We know, but Clary is also with Wraith because she trained Wraith, and stuff like that.
Isn't Steel also like from the same like as Kalari and Muriel? They were made.
They might be from that
facility
same
or something.
Facility, yep. That one got shut down, something like that. Very similar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And they broke.
And I believe Boris was also a part of that.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. So, anyways,
I'm shocked y'all
I
know
thought
that
that
much.
was interesting.
I stopped at Grux spell being his grandma. That's it.
Well, I mean, we did kind of on that stream, we did kind of go down a little rabbit hole, kind of talking about some of that. And I was like, I learned a little bit more, but some of it I already knew. With what
there's a lot of lore in Paragon.
Yep. And a lot of lore is what is that stuff. There's a good chunk of the community that they are all about that.
Absolutely. Like when you look at the Smite gods and you like click on them, it has like the whole, it's like a 800-word essay about each god. You know what I mean? I would like to see something like that in Pred.
Side note, because you just mentioned that little Smite page, I would love that on that hero overview page in Predecessor, if they just had a quick little like 3-second snippet of what an ability looks like when it's casted.
Yeah, a little video.
Just a tiny little thing.
I would love that in game on the hero ability tab.
What?
Have in the game when you click hero and you click
Oh no,
the
that's what I mean
abilities,
on the
you can
hero
walk-
overview section. Yeah.
Sorry,
I heard you say
talking
in
about some
game. I was like, what? Like in a
I
match?
thought you were talking about like some website that's some Smite website that was talking lore and shit. Like that's
No,
what
no,
I missed that.
In the Smite menus, when you're looking at the gods, you can click on the god and you cycle through their abilities, and it actually there's like a video.
There's a little play button that
like.
it'll show you.
Yeah.
That was something that I liked with Paragon the Overprime when they did their mastery system. As you got what I think it was like you got level 3 with the mastery, you unlocked a little snippet of lore about that hero, and they did their own little lore with it. I thought that was really cool. And I think something like that I think something like that would be really cool for Predecessor to do, to kind of learn from that and grab something like that, and when you get unlocked level 8 or whatever, bam, here's this hero's lore we have at this time.
Yeah, they had a lot of really good like things in that game that really made it feel finished, like in the menus and things like that. And I'm sure Pred will get there too, but they're more focused on the bones of the game, the gameplay. But
I'm going to send you in our chat a Twitter account of our friend Alsassa. And I want you to scroll down, and they did Predecessor retweeted their image of Sevrog. Yeah. So I want to show that one off, but I also want you to scroll down a little further because they redid their own version of some of their item art. One of them being Lightning Hawk, the other one being Tainted Scepter, and they even did Mutilator. Yeah. So I want to show those off on stream because I think also did a great job.
Oh yeah, the fan art looks amazing.
The Lightning Hawk one, I'm like, dude, that I want that one. Like that one looks awesome. So
because right now all the icons for the items, like that's just like regular Unreal Engine assets.
Yeah,
right?
They're just placeholders. Yep.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Got it up on the screen. The Sevrog picture, which is just very well drawn.
Yeah. This is a certain type of drawing. I can't remember. I think it says it in here.
Manga style.
Manga style. And they want to do more. I think they did a poll. It was either Grim, Aurora, Grux, or Faye, and Grim, Aurora, and Faye all tied with the votes.
Wow.
Grux lost. I think that's just the Grux hate because Grux being so strong in the game, people don't want to see him. But yeah, so we'll see which one they do next. But yeah, they've done stuff like this before. I know Alsassa's favorite character is Countess. But yeah. And it's all, yes. I think it's all like crosshatch. I think that's what Magna style is. Like it's all like with pen, but you do like crosshatch and stuff like that. Like something similar to that. But
yes. Manga Dojin Countess fan art. Yes, definitely need more of that. Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. Bro, this Mutilator concept looks dope with the eyeballs and shit.
Yep. And the teeth.
And just to show, compared to the original art that's already in the game versus what it could possibly look like,
right?
This looks dope. Like this is the type of shit that'll get you hired by Omega, low-key.
I made the comment. I was like, dude, you keep this up, they're gonna want to hire you. He's like, nah, I'm too risque. I'm like, I would have been. I was like, I don't know about that. I mean, there are some things that because with Countess, the Countess strongs can be a little risque, but like that doesn't mean you're gonna put those ones in game.
Disney, like Disney hires all kinds of Rule 34 artists, man. Like they do good work, dude. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
I mean,
that just means they're only gonna publish and post the kid-friendly stuff. Your other stuff can stay on your Twitter or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bro, the staff right here, bro.
It just looks so much better.
Can I just say, in the one that's in the game, definitely looks like baby beak status compared to this sick as fuck looking staff that he drew.
Yeah,
he definitely makes it look better as is. Now, I wonder if Omega is actually ever going to just change the overall art. Like if they got somebody like this and just adapt it into a better version.
I mean, it's literally like the what they use is like paid for placeholder art. It's on, I mean, if you play any other like open beta or early beta game, like it has a lot of the same art.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what Windows is saying is like, are they going to change it? Like, just can be completely different art, or if it's
Well,
Or would they be open to revamping
better,
like this?
2D version of this?
Oh, I see.
I'm sure
Yeah.
they
Good
will.
question.
I mean, League of Legends has redone the art on their items, I don't know, 10 times over the years. I'm sure they will. It's probably just not very, oh yeah, see that Lightning Hawk looks awesome.
Well,
Looks amazing.
Yeah,
But
Lightning Hawk's my favorite.
It's just probably not that
Lightning
high on
Hawk's
their
amazing.
list of priorities right now, but I'm sure they will eventually.
I love how
I think
Alsassa posts it
ranks-
and they write, I think I overdid it with this drawing, and be like, hey, Brent, like,
No.
you overdid it the right way for sure.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
this is a good example of, it's like, okay, so the original
Something
one is just
totally
a
new.
silver bow, right?
Right.
But this with the lightning and the bird and everything, that looks dope as hell, bro.
I'm gonna buy that item just because it looks cool. Like that's how it's gonna be in
Right.
game. Like, dude, that item looks so cool. I just want to use that one because it's gonna look cool. Like, I just want that one. Like, yeah, it's a great job. I saw that. I'm like, dude, amazing. So yeah, so shout out to Alsassa. If you guys can, it's ALSASSA. Follow them on Twitter. Alsassa1 on Twitter. Give them a follow. Go like some of these pictures that they have out there, and then you can see some of their other content, their Magna style content they put out there. Great job. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at, guys. I don't know what you got.
But to say, let's
For
talk a little bit
where
about
we're
the
at.
actual
There you go.
patch itself, right?
Yeah.
Like we can kind of skim over it, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
we,
hit it with it.
there's definitely
Sure.
a lot that comes down to it. But have y'all actually come across any Xbox gamers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, yeah, and a lot of people in the Pred Discord had the little Xbox symbol, and a lot of people on Facebook posting, "Hey, Xbox player here. Does anybody want to play a couple games? Here's my friend code." I've been actually seeing a
What's
lot
up?
of activity. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as huge as PlayStation was. Maybe. Well, I don't know. There's 750,000
Well-
downloads now, supposedly. So
I don't think initially it's going to be as huge because
Mhm.
PlayStation already had a
The
following.
market.
right,
Yeah.
right,
Because they
right.
already had Paragon, so they were already like, "Oh wait, my game is back. I can play it." So they
Yeah.
already had that initial. Xbox never had it. Xbox
Yeah.
is completely. This is a completely new, untapped resource.
Sure.
In this situation.
And-
So I don't think initially it's going to have that, but I mean, the more
Right.
that they put it out there, it's like, hey, Xbox can now have a MOBA to play.
Yeah. Well, they've
know.
had Smite, but that's basically
Well, yeah,
it.
no, I
Smite has
said a
had
MOBA,
no.
not this 2.5D thing. I said
There.
MOBA. Like
Chill
Yeah.
out, chill
Shots
out.
fired,
It's a
shots
MOBA.
fired.
It's a MOBA.
No, no. Smite has
know,
had
I know,
no
I'm kidding.
competition on Xbox for years, and now they do.
Right.
So I think, I mean, this because I've played Smite for a long time. Before Predecessor came out. I mean, obviously I played Paragon before, but I think a lot of Smite players coming over to Pred are going to fall in love with this game. I mean, going back to Smite after playing Pred, like I said, I mean, at least for me, it just feels boring and empty. You know what I mean? Just the verticality, being able to jump around.
I would never call empty boring.
The blink. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, if Pred doesn't make it, I'm gonna be back to Smite because by default. But yeah. Once you get a taste of like that true 3-dimensional dynamic movement and combat, jumping up on things, using the high ground, blinking over walls, stuff like that. Once you get a taste of that, like there's no going back, I think, at least for me.
Actually, somebody said it in chat, and I never played it. I remember our boy Mangoose talking about it, because he covered a lot of MOBAs, Gigantic, and I heard that Gigantic's coming back.
Yeah.
Right? Do you guys know it? Do you guys know anything about it? Is it any actual true competitor to any of these games? Is it going to be its own little niche MOBA thing that it's got going on, or what? Like, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I never played it, but I will play it when it comes out just to try it.
I think it could be a competitor.
Okay.
I think it could be.
I know
It's
nothing
a
of it. Like I said, I don't know. It looks very
I know
what's
next
the word I'm
to
looking for? Abstract.
See,
I watched a trailer. That's all I know.
I've seen gameplay, and I would say it's going to have its own market like Unite does. You know what I mean?
See. I don't know. I don't know if I completely agree with you, Windu. I think that because the game is so, it's faster paced, it's more casual, just like at a base. It has multiple game modes, which is huge. I mean, there's literally like casual game mode, and then it has like the casual game mode is kind of like domination is sort of like the main casual game mode, and then its other thing is kind of a MOBA game mode. I mean, it's similar. I mean, you farm minions and level up, but it's more there's a lot to explain. It's a much different subset of MOBA. But like, I don't know, man. I think it could draw Predecessor players.
I remember that when it first came out, I think it came out around the same time as Overwatch. And I think that kind of is what hampered its success a lot. Is like everybody that was going to play Gigantic started playing Overwatch or something, right? Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, I mean, it is like it's like a third-person shooter MOBA hybrid. I mean, like, I would say it's more similar to Predecessor than a lot of people would give it like credit for. A lot of people would say it's just absolutely different, but I actually think that they're
I'm definitely
in the same realm.
Definitely gonna give it a try when it comes out.
It's a fun game. I played it back in the day. I played it when they did a little like testy weekend 2 months ago or something like that. I mean, it looks I don't know. It looks
like I was saying earlier, like I've been playing League of Legends for like my whole adult life and Smite. I'm a very much a fan of the traditional MOBA platform, and that's why I liked Predecessor over Prime, is because it felt more like a traditional MOBA. I'm not saying Over Prime was good or bad. I'm just saying it's different.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe a lot of traditional MOBA veterans maybe we'll stick with Pred, but I mean, who knows? Like I said, I don't know anything about Gigantic. I'm down to try it though. It looks fun.
A friend of mine sent me, speaking of these games that are like, I just wonder what your guys' thoughts on being competitors or whatever. This one, I don't think it's gonna be so much of a competitor for Predecessor, but there's a Marvel's Rivals or whatever coming out.
I saw that.
Oh yeah,
is that
it's like a Marvel's Overwatch.
Yeah, do you think that's going to be a competitor for Overwatch? Do you think Overwatch is going to get hurt at all with that, or like
kind of looked cringe to me? I don't know.
It's going to depend on the polish.
It's very Marvel strikey, in my opinion.
Yeah, it looked kind of cringe to me. But if you're like, a 13-year-old kid seeing that trailer, you probably creamed your pants.
Thing.
You know what I mean?
I'll be real with you. Go ahead.
You can go into.
I don't mean to insult anybody. I'm sorry.
You're good. I was gonna say, for me, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I don't think it looks that good, but I was like, it's kind of cool.
Was like the Doctor Strange ulti, I guess, to where like he threw a portal and it was kind of like Rise from League of Legends. The whole team would jump through and teleport somewhere else.
Yeah, it's like you can do a lot of combos and stuff like that. Like I saw it and I was like, okay, that has potential, but I'm gonna need them to upgrade from their Unreal Engine 3 before I commit to it, because I'm a big visuals guy,
Yeah.
So if that Marvel's game comes out and it's like, yo, it looks just as polished as Predecessor or Overwatch or something, the gameplay smooth, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go play it. Why not?
I'll try anything. I'll
grab Hulk and try to smash, bruh. Like it's gonna be fun.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, it has such ginormous IP. Like just
backing, that's
right. I mean,
the names alone
for me to say that it would totally flop on.
But that's kind of like my thing about, like, I really don't like stuff like that. Like when Smite did like the crossover events with like whatever Nickelodeon and stuff. Like I thought that
Ninja
stuff
Turtles,
was
Transformers.
No, you know what I mean? Like
so
I didn't
good.
Bro,
I didn't like that.
It was
stuff.
so much revenue, and I'll be honest, I went back to Smite just to get the skins. Even though,
I know some
you're
people
a minority
really
in that situation, Gravy.
I probably am, but that's kind of how I feel about the new Marvel game. Is like I don't really like. I don't know. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to put it into words, but
Ruby crossover literally got me back into Smite. Legit. I was like 6 months off of Smite, and I heard Ruby's doing a crossover. I was like, I'm in. I am. Back.
I just didn't like that, because when I was playing Smite, like at the time, and they announced, the crossover of it, when they started doing them, I was just like, oh, what are they doing? Like, I don't know, it just cheapened it for me. But that's just me. I probably am in the minority. But if Pred ever did a Nickelodeon crossover, I would lose my fucking mind. I would be sending some angry letters.
Are you kidding me? Give me that Hey Arnold football head Greystone, bro. Get me in. I need that cat, dog, Iggy, and Scorch, bro. Where you at, bro?
Oh my gosh.
Oh jeez.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, I know.
No, there's
But-
big potential on the marketing side and on the revenue side whenever they
Oh,
mix
for
in
sure.
with IPs like that. Like I know Stranger Things is
Yeah.
probably one of the bigger IP crossovers that they did,
To
and
me,
there was a
I saw
lot
it
of
as
news
like
around it.
I saw it as like selling out. Like I understand there's a lot of money to be made, but like that's kind of the like you got to resist the temptation. You know what I mean? That's just how I saw it.
Yeah, but think of it like this: the Smite also isn't the biggest game ever. Like
Right.
there's a lot of people reaching out to Fortnite, for example, to be in that game.
Mhm.
Whereas to a game like Smite, for example, is probably the other way around. They're like, hey, we got a
Right.
cool idea. We got to reach out
Yeah,
to Netflix and ask them for permission and work out a deal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, a Demogorgon champion. Yeah,
Yeah, like so it's one of those things where depending on your size, offers come to you or you got to reach out for those offers.
sure.
And
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Predecessor's in one of those situations where they're more than likely going to have to reach out for those offers if they decided to do anything relatively soon, unless there's a massive blow up and somebody reaches out and be like, hey man, hear me out. I got a cool Waffle House stage that you could do. Like,
I just think something like that would be a huge mistake for Predecessor. That's just my opinion.
What's your opinion on League of Legends K-pop skins?
So,
there's a demographic for it.
no,
I'm just curious if you have the
besides
same
buying every single
perception
one of them.
selling out. Because I would say that is
Right.
as much as Nickelodeon panders to Smite's audience, that
but
panders drastically to League of Legends Korean audience. No.
Sure. But I would say though that is a new thing that Riot made themselves. It's not like an already existing thing.
It's
you know,
a
that they
theme on their
brought
own
into-
IP as
Right,
opposed to a
exactly.
different IP
Yeah,
being
it's-
brought in.
Right. They didn't bring in like, I don't know what's a K-pop band. I don't even know. What's the one
Good.
chat? What's the one K-pop band? The one that everybody knows?
BTS.
BTS. Yeah. So like, it's not like
So
League
you
of
can hide your
Legends
poster
just-
now.
Yeah. It's not like League of Legends just brought
in
in
my computer so I can
like,
look at it all
Other side
day.
of
you
the
know,
camera, got you.
They
That's
didn't
smart.
like turn Ezreal into like a BTS member, you know what I mean? Like with him, he's wearing a BTS shirt. Like it's, they created their own thing, and that's kind of different. We have a Shinbi and Predecessor. It's kind of similar, but if Shinbi was like an existing pop star that actually existed in real life, like that would be cringe to me,
So
But,
Paragon the Overprime.
Right. I don't like how Paragon the Overprime just like blatant like Asian faced everybody.
Yeah,
Their
I don't know what
the
that is.
original characters were literally a K-pop band.
Yeah.
Well, the original ones, yes, but they made Faye Asian, they made Decker Asian,
Right,
they made,
right.
they went and put everybody Asian face, and it's
Yeah.
like I
These
get
characters
your
already
Korean
exist.
base,
Except
but,
Twin
like,
Blast,
you're
they made
not-
him more like Tom Cruise, and I didn't think that was possible.
Right. Yeah.
No, I couldn't believe it.
Throw 'em off.
Back to what with Smite and their skins and what what
Sure.
you're talking about selling out. The one thing that I think they did wrong with, and I would want like Predecessor to do better with, is like when they did Slipknot. They
Mhm.
like Slipknot. I know has multiple different band members, but like their different band members were on like the same hero. Like if you wanted to be this band member, you could be the same hero but switch your band member or whatever you want to be. So like I would like rather, because it's a 5v5 game. Like why would we not want to like, hey, let's
Be the
all
whole
go
band.
out and let's be the whole
Yeah.
band. But you can't
Yeah.
do that because you can't all be the same hero.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
or whatever.
it depends on the
it was
kits,
split
too.
between two different heroes. You know.
Mhm.
I mean, I think you can make it work. Is what I'm saying. Like I don't
Right.
like.
If you were gonna do it right.
Especially Slipknot. Like Slipknot's a band. Like it doesn't. You're literally just putting the skin on whatever somebody's fucking hero. Like it doesn't matter what. If you're okay, TMNT, yeah, that depends on the kit. Like obviously Donatello has to be Wukong
Has to have
in
a staff.
Predecessor. You know, he's got to have a staff, right? That just makes sense. You can't
Raphael's
put
Chimera.
Greystone. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that would work. You know, in that situation. But like you can't just randomly make Donatello be Kwong because Kwong's got a sword. Donatello's
Right.
never had a
Doesn't
sword.
work
Like
the same.
it has to work in that kit, like submitted that way. But I mean, that's literally how that would work. But like as a band, Slipknot, like nothing of it's not like his guitar is an axe and his guitar is a fucking sword or whatever. Like it doesn't matter. Like they're just bands. So like I think you could have easily done that to where you all could have we could all load up Smite right now. We could all play as a Slipknot member, but you can't do that because it's only pit between two different heroes. And I'm like,
I hear you.
I think they failed on that.
Yeah. Absolutely missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Kind of like not calling the casual Friday Rampage skin tank top Rampage, considering Rampage is a tank. Huge missed opportunity.
I mean,
you couldn't name it tank top though. It'd have to be top tank.
Oh, is tank top like trademarked or something?
No. I think it'd just be funnier because he's like the number one tank.
Right.
Top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah.
hey, on a side note, that I didn't expect that Ruby Scarab Grux to light up
Yes.
whenever he was in his ult.
Yes.
That caught me
He
off
did that
guard in
before,
game.
too. Yeah.
Did
He also
he?
does it in
I
all
didn't
of
pay
his abilities.
attention.
His emote too. Yeah.
I think that Ruby
was
Scrub,
like-
that Ruby Scarab looks good in game.
Yeah.
Like it looks proper.
You're a Ruby scrub.
Thank you.
Nice.
So is Pinzo. You can see his poster in the back there.
I think
Roasted.
I think that means I'm one step away from Diamond. I'm pretty sure what that means.
Yeah. I'm never making it out of Diamond. You know, I'm building Infernum on Greystone Jungle, so.
I'm never making it into Diamond, so that's all right.
You just got to teach those solo
Right.
lane first game. You got to teach them, Bearded.
Yeah, you gotta let them know.
Yeah.
Here's how you
You
do
don't
it.
want-
You,
you don't
send him
want
a
me
message.
teaching you.
You send him a message on Steam and tell him to turn his in-game chat on.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this patch notes here. What else?
No, we're chilling. If anything, I'll tell you what. I bought that snake bite Murdoch. Offer it.
Did you?
Yep.
Offer
Yep.
it.
I'm not a fan of it.
Like, well, here's the thing. I don't necessarily think it's the coolest skin ever, right?
Yeah.
But
Mm.
it is Murdoch with a full face mask, like fully enclosed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
outside of the lizard skin, whatever the hell that name is,
Right.
this one has always been a favorite of mine. Also,
So I'm gonna say something pretty controversial, right?
oh,
The only representation for Black people in Paragon of Predecessor is Murdoch,
Murdoch.
and his entire body is basically covered, pretty much.
You see
You
the
know what I mean?
mustache and then no beard.
Right. I'm just saying, you know, like the next,
you know-
the next
you know what we need?
humanoid character. Yeah.
Help me out, Smite people. What is the guy that is the Voodoo King in Smite with the coughing ult and everything?
Oh,
Samdi.
yeah, Samdi. Yeah.
So imagine one of him to be like Morgesh's counterpart, and then actually make him like Louisiana, make him like, you know, either like black, brown, any ethnicity that you want throughout, but like make him like real from the South. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then
yeah.
have like a counterpart to Morgesh. I think that would be dope to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just brought that up because you were hyped that the Murdoch skin has a full face mask. I would like to see the opposite. I would like to
Like
see
a
Murdoch
full
without
face.
a helmet.
That'd be cool.
All his skins, it's like he's either a lizard or he's covered up. You know, it's like let's
Yeah,
see
but
the
that
Murdoch.
lizard one
another
is dope.
That's another thing that Paragon Nova Prime did
It is
well
dope.
with.
Yeah.
They did a summer skin of Murdoch, and he was wearing shorts and like a short sleeve shirt, so you could actually see more of his.
okay.
You know,
I didn't see
so. Yep, they did a pretty good job with that. They also did I think it was a wedding themed skin or whatever. He's wearing a suit, and you have his full head open up. So that's pretty good.
that. Yeah. I didn't see that. But yeah, something like that
so-
would be cool.
Gender
They
bending
brought-
skins would be cool. Shout out to Crashy in the chat.
Yes. They brought bundles back. You know, going back to the patch real quick. Sorry, guys, because I don't want us to get too far and then not be able to talk too much about the patch. So they brought bundles back. And the bundles that they brought back are the Revenant skin bundle. And they also brought, you know, with that they brought that Ruby Scarab
Ruby
bundle.
I'm mad about the Revenant skin. Just throwing it out there. I thought
Why?
the Revenant skin bundle was supposed to be like a Christmas exclusive that they did,
Exclusive.
and now they just brought it back again for no reason.
Well, it's not for no reason.
Really
It's-
surprised when I read
It
that.
literally says with Xbox players joining us for the first time ever, we wanted to bring back one of the most popular skins of 2023 for a limited time to ensure that anyone who wants the skin has a chance to
Well,
grab it, along with
so add the
matchmaking.
skin.
Back
Don't
at
add the
Christmas
bundle.
time and grab it.
I don't know, bro. Like, I'm just
I-
saying, I totally get it, wanting to be the have it for the Xbox people, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I'm I'm a big fan of exclusivity skins.
Same. I was about to say that. Like the big draw for League of Legends for me, what always makes me go back is when they have those community events, and it's like, this is a limited skin. You can get it right now, or it's going in the vault until maybe next year around the same holiday event, if that's the case, or whatever. Maybe 3 years from now, it'll come out of the vault for 2 weeks. That's the stuff that I like. I like exclusivity. That's what makes me want to play the game, participate in community events, and earn those, you know, so I could flex on the people. Hey, I was here in season 1 and you weren't, you know what I mean? I have this. So I'm a big fan, but I also see the other side of it. Like, they never had an opportunity to get that stuff. So I get it.
So I'll meet you in the middle with what you said, Gravy. Let's say I'll use the Halloween skins that Paragon had, for example, right?
Right.
If those are Halloween skins, cool. If Xbox joins us in April, I don't want them to be like, let's throw out the Halloween skins because you didn't get it before. Be like, no, like, at least wait for the right season.
Yeah. So you're saying Christmas time this year, Xbox players,
I would be less mad if that came back up during Christmas time.
Right. I get
that. Considering they're throwing that shit right before summer, I'm like, what do you want me to do? Homeboy's gonna melt. Like, chill out.
I remember being mad about the.
It's not even before. It's not even spring yet. Like, well, spring just happened. Spring just started.
Yeah.
So winter just ended. Like, and this is a winter skin. It's not a Christmas skin. This is a winter skin.
True.
So
we're in April. We're closer to summer.
You're in Florida. You don't even know. I literally snowed today here. Okay.
Same.
I'm getting snow right now. So don't tell me, Mister. Oh, it's winter's over with. You don't know shit about winter.
Hey. First of all, I know it's too fucking cold. Second of all, I'm going by the calendar. Just because it snows up north and like when it's almost freaking summer, that's not my fault. Blame global warming or some random shit for that.
it's almost spring, you know.
Blame global warming for the wind for snowing. That makes sense.
Yeah, bro. Something with those on. Blame whatever, bro. Get off me. Anyway, I don't think they should have included this one. I think the Ruby Scarab bundle, quite frankly, was enough. And then the fact that they did all these other quick start bundles is also awesome, which I love those.
Yes.
I think that's one of the best things that they've added for newer players and stuff.
Yep.
And I love that, for example, it's discounted to us. So like on the carry side, I'm like, I already got the skin. I already got the heroes. It was like here, like just pay like 50 or like 100 or whatever the hell it was for the spray alone. And I'm like, bet. I'm grabbing that spray.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. I like that. I think that idea is great. It boosts that person to then learn that role. You know, like, all right, you're not stuck with just spamming one hero every time. You have like, now you can play a role and learn the role and play different heroes. And then sometimes when you play right now I'm looking at the mid lane bundle. You got Morgash, Howie, and Faye. They all play different. You know, you could, that play style, maybe when you play Faye, like Faye doesn't fit your play style, but when you play Howie, like, oh my gosh, this feels great. You know, like, okay, this is the one I'm gonna want, you know. You know, so then you still feel like you got something out of it. So I love it. I love the fact that they have these bundles.
I like that it's either a higher tier skin, or it's several lower tier skins, like several recolors or something, just to kind of balance it out.
Yep. I think it's kind of a bummer sometimes though, like, because if you look at it as like the mid lane one, like that Howie skin is a good skin, but I mean, to not get anything from Morgesh and Faye, just kind of like, it's like, ooh, like you kind of feel like you got, you know, but look at the offlane bundle.
Like you would prefer if it were like, hey, I'd rather get 3 recolors than one skin for somebody I don't like.
Right, because again, what if that playstyle? What if Howie's not your playstyle, and you're new to this game, and Morgesh is more your playstyle? Well, you bought that bundle. You got a Howie skin, but I'm not going to use it right now because I don't like how this guy plays.
But one day you might.
Yeah, one day, yeah. You know, but then so like you in that situation, so like you look at the offlane bundle, you got a Greystone skin. It's the skin that we all got. But again, that Greystone skin, that's a good skin. That was because that's got that flowing blue all the way through it.
That is a nice skin,
The Shibby skin's just definitely a recolor, and the Grux skin, to me, it's a recolor, but it's a theme skin, like because that is definitely
the God of War skin. Yeah,
that's the God of War skin.
Yeah.
You know, like that. So that to me, that was one of my favorite skins for him before they came out. I got the Mastery skin unlocked. That's like that was my go-to. If I'm playing Grux, I'm using the War Chief skin. So I was all about that. So to me, that bundle just is like that. That's the one I would get skin wise because the skins are all great for it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yo,
That's the
side
little thing
note.
that I saw.
Side note, how many of y'all got a nice little paycheck from Omega with a whole bunch of currency given back to you because of the skin prices changing?
Yeah, definitely. I immediately spent it on the Ruby Scarab Grux
Bro,
bundle though. So.
I logged in. I had like 10,000 in current, like premium currency, just like up
Oh,
there. I was
geez.
like,
Like,
fuck. I was like, hey, okay.
I got like half of that.
I only had 900.
Yeah.
Do you
I only
buy
had
a lot of
900
skins?
back, so. Me?
Yeah.
I bought some of the bundles. I didn't buy the skins.
I gotcha.
Yeah, no, bro. I have
Yeah.
practically every single skin for every carry and support,
Wow.
and like it's to the point that I'm telling you, I logged in. I was like,
Yeah,
damn,
you're
bro.
a whale.
I low-key got rich in this game. Let me see what I can go spend it on. And I started buying like the little intro bundle here, intro bundle there. Let me get the
Right.
carry bundle. Let me
Yep.
get the support bundle. I was like, let's go. This is lit.
Well, also the bundles, I think like a lot of the bundles are cheaper even than the skin would be. So like I could buy the mid bundle for like 600 plat, or I could buy the Howie Hardcase skin for like 1600 plat. So it's like I don't know how the math, like what's going on there, but
it does say it's 76% off, and it could just be for a
because I have
time
the
frame.
heroes, right? Oh, yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if it's that.
It's just like this open beta release. It's just to help people, the new players coming in to get players on. Because right now,
so they will be more
the new players coming in, they're not getting that like. They're getting the free hero release, but that's a weekly thing. Like the heroes, like
Right.
they're just gonna rotating heroes. They're gonna get that, but like they don't like when we started the game back in the alpha or whatever. You come out and you bought the starter pack or whatever, right? You can get then you get the founders pack and you have all the heroes unlocked already. Like this is their way of kind of helping them kind of boost getting heroes like unlocked already. It was a little cheaper way for
heroes,
them
a
to get
spray, you get a couple skins.
Oh,
I will
see.
say, I'm a sucker for always reading that little number that they for some reason always put in and scratch it out. Right?
I didn't even notice that. That's why I was confused. I was like, how is this 600 plat? Like this hard case skin alone is 1600. Like what the fuck?
Like I look at it and
notice.
I'm like, yo, 600 plat, 80% off, and then I see 3150. I'm like, bro, I'm glad it's 600 because damn, 3150.
I don't want to lose money on this. I gotta buy it. I don't want to lose money.
right. But shout out to Omega though for the reimbursement of the skins.
Absolutely.
Like that was great.
That's
I know
massive.
they've gotten a lot of flack for their skin prices, you know, when they're starting out and stuff like that and how things were going. But they've again taken all the data they got and they've made the adjustments they felt were needed, and they've reimbursed everybody with the adjustments however it worked out. And that was a great move by them.
Absolutely.
Great,
Shows a lot of good faith.
Business. Yeah. Great business move.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I'm also glad that they finally established hey, common is worth this much, uncommon is worth that much. Instead of just like, hey, yo, this skin, I'm vibing it, extra 150 for no reason. It's like, what?
Right. yeah.
That is what it felt like.
Cool factor.
I think they're still too expensive. I'm gonna be honest.
Man. So
Pinzo's the
at
grandpa,
what
get off my
point?
porch.
Well, no. So let me ask you guys: are legendaries the only ones that are gonna have VFX and
think so.
and stuff like that?
Well, I think the differentiation is that the epic skins are like different, right? Like the rare ones are like have different like models, but the epic ones might have like say like the energized skins, how they have like the VFX on the actual skin, but the abilities are the same. The legendary is like the
where
Grux
the VFX color changes
so
and
their
everything.
abilities themselves are now different. Like the Argus skills are red, you know, for his.
But that's an epic skin.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, maybe I'm an idiot. Yeah, I guess I'm an
that's
idiot.
an epic asset skin. For
Yeah,
sure.
don't listen to me actually. Then
Just say you're wrong. Don't say you're an idiot. Like, I don't think you need to go that
Two
far.
very different sentences. That's true. Those are two very different things.
I believe there are
Both true.
currently 0 legendary skins in the game. Is that right?
Oh, so then
The Revenant is a legendary, if I'm not
I was
mistaken.
gonna say then what makes
the
a
Ice
legendary
Revenant
legendary?
Yeah,
legendary?
because
Okay.
it changes audio, it changes visual effects, and it changes character model a
Oh.
little bit too.
The
So
audio
that
is probably the differentiation
icing.
between.
on top, you see what I did there?
Yeah,
Icing?
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. I see.
But yeah,
Dad jokes are strong with this one.
Like me personally, dude, I just think it's still too much.
I mean, I could see it. Like, I think 500
Yeah.
for a common isn't too crazy, right? Like,
Yeah.
me being a salesman, I still would have put 499 to be real with you, even if people just have a
Right.
couple random coins sitting around. Uncommon for 800. I mean, if
That's the
if
one
we
that bugs me the most.
if we want to like lessen this, it would be like, hey, like 500, 750, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that sort of
But-
increments, like to keep like the. Let me just my camera went out for some reason. Let me do this
Rip.
real quick while I fix it. But so let's say for example, mid-tier skins and lower would all be like 1,000 or less at all times. You got what I'm saying? And then the higher tier skins, that's the one that goes into 1,500, 2,000. Because here's the thing, I do think $20 is like a good starting point for like a really high tier skin. And then depending on how crazy, if it transforms as the game goes on and stuff like that, they could probably fluctuate it a little bit. But I don't necessarily think that these prices are out of the realm. I think if some of these prices maybe went like 300 to 500 cheaper, it'd go a long way.
Right. Like I think like the affinity tracks are 400 plat each, right? So is a common skin worth more than an affinity track? You know, I don't think so. You know, I think like maybe common should be the same as an affinity track or cheaper. You know, I kind of feel what Pinzo is saying there. Like, you know,
in my opinion, like a lot of their rare skins or the uncommon skins are like glorified recolors, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like
basically.
the Wraith
I wouldn't even say
skin,
glorified.
Lunar Ops Wraith.
yeah,
It's just
I mean,
recolor.
it's a recolor, man.
yeah.
Like
I agree.
realistically, it's a
Mhm.
recolor, and it's
Yeah.
like I like stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know, like that. It
Yeah.
seems,
But
just
then
like a lot to me.
on the other hand, though, it's like I live in Connecticut and I'm paying $20 for a cheeseburger meal at Wendy's. So it's like
Damn.
if I'm willing to like pay $20 for lunch, like what is a virtual asset that I'll have forever? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how I weigh it in my head. It's like, okay, I'll just eat leftovers today for lunch and I can buy a legendary skin.
Are the
Like
prices
that's where my
static
head is going.
or are the prices like region adjusted? Great question to
Regional
ask.
adjusted. Regional adjusted.
Okay.
I have that with I can go to a Wendy's and a all right, I live in Michigan, right? I can go to a Wendy's over here and a Wendy's over here and the prices are completely different.
Right.
And that's all in Michigan. So it's
Yeah.
all it's all everything's fluctuated differently.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing for Taco Bell. I do a lot of driving for my job. So I know I've seen these prices change. I
Yeah.
get the same meal every time. I'm like, well, then the price is different everywhere. So
Yeah, New England
all
is really
regional.
expensive to live. Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, you're paying $20 for a cheeseburger. Easy.
yeah, you got those snooty people that live there.
Yeah, yeah.
Stick our
Yeah.
nose up to you.
Hey, I'm from Texas. I don't claim Connecticut.
Like
You know,
I said,
I'm just here.
from
I'm just here to.
Texas. Chill out,
I'm
chill
here
out.
to- I'm up here to make money. Yes, that's the only reason I'm up here. So, but
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm at the point like I'm sitting here. I'm looking at what my son's asking for me to put money into Fortnite. You know,
Mhm.
I think again, I'm not one that puts money into games. Me personally, I put money in games now because I have kids that play games. Like, don't have kids, don't do that. No, I'm just kidding. I love my kids.
Too late.
Yeah, right. But
clip that.
right. I think comparably, I think it fits. I think like where games sit now, I think this is like it sits there. It's like where they're comparable prices. I think they're there because like what my son's asking for me to pay and what they're asking me to pay.
Right.
Okay, I'm not too far off here.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just think the distinction here is, at least again, this is of course my opinion, but like I think the distinction is the prices are fine, but the skins that they're giving me for those prices, in my opinion, are not worth those prices. That's where the distinction comes in for me. Like the actual price points are fine, but I don't like things like, I mean, look at like rare skins like Royal Gideon. That skin is quite literally a recolor. and it's whatever the rare skins are. 12.
Doesn't he have a couple of?
No,
he has
like the shoulder pads and stuff like
Yeah, he has
that.
some- he has a
Like
couple
They put
things.
some
there's some.
spikes on his shoulder pads.
Yeah,
my
but
bad.
that technically counts as a character
has a-
model change.
Yeah, he has a necklace or something. I think.
Just like the
What are we
Quang
talking about? Sorry, I
Heavenly
missed that.
Bro,
Focus.
he's red.
Like
It's
Quang Heavenly
red.
Focus, technically he's got armor. And then his
Right.
ponytail, and you know what I'm saying? Like there are character model changes that are being applied. So like I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like the moment it hits rare, and I'll put this here on the screen so everybody can see. But it looks like the moment it hits the rare tier, that's when you see character model changes. Like for example, Feng Mao having the helmet on him and different armor and stuff like that. Like that's what it looks like. And then uncommon just looks like nicer, like almost like an in-between. It's like not crazy character model changes, but like the Revenant has a couple added feathers. His hat is a little different, you got what I'm saying? But it's still kind
Right.
of Revenant. But on Phase, it's a little panda behind her now, so it's like a minor character model change from what it looks like on uncommon. And
Yeah.
then common looks like, hey, this is just straight up a different color. Like nothing has
Right.
changed here. That's what that looks like. And then once you go from there, for example, on the epic side, that's when you start getting like, hey, not only is this character model change, but you're also getting VFX changes on top of
Right.
it once it hits the epic side.
Right. And then
And
the
then-
legendary is the audio cues and things. Yeah.
And then I
Mhm.
already bought it, so I'm going to have to show everybody this way. But then the legendary skin, that's like, hey, new visual effects and sound effects and the updated voiceover. It's a different voice saying
Right.
all the lines and everything. So
Right.
I'm assuming that's kind of how they're doing it, just based off of, hey, you either get a little bit of a visual change, you get a visual change,
Mhm.
a major visual change, or you get visual changes plus VFX.
Mhm.
And then cream of the crop, it's just everything included at the end. That Grux one is we know what the it's an epic.
It must
Okay.
be an epic because it doesn't have a different voice. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I'm not necessarily mad at it.
Oh,
Like
yeah, no,
I
love
like
that
I get
skin.
to people, it's like, yo, $16 might be a lot, and fair. Like for a lot of
But-
people, $16 might be a lot.
Also,
Yeah.
though, kind of tying back to like what we were talking about before, it's $16 means it means something different to somebody living in New York City versus Tennessee. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's to me, like if you're living in a different state to where maybe the wages are a little higher, but the cost of living is a little higher, you're used to things being a little more expensive. Like to me, it doesn't seem like a lot, but
So chat just asked me really quick, Horatio.
Mhm.
Shout out to Horatio Dub. He just asked me to compare normal's Gideon skin with the Royal Gideon skin to see if there's any actual changes, and everything from gauntlets change, shoulder pads, like
it
his
seems pretty extensive. Yeah.
his outfit in general got an
He got the
overhaul.
drip.
And
He-
and,
he's
and
dri-
even
he's
even
dripping.
even if we're looking at the
Mhm.
little ring in the back, how on the original skin it's a little on the simplistic side, on the Royal skin it's got a little bit of
Right.
flair to it up top.
It's a
If you
lot
guys
more
can see
ornate.
that.
Yeah.
So there-
Again, my experience here is coming from Smite, and like this Royal Gideon skin would be a tier 2 skin in Smite,
Right.
Yeah, and I think
which
this
would
is
be
just
like it'd
because
be like $5.
And also, in Smite, you can spend favor on a lot of the common skins.
That would
Yeah.
be
and things
viable
like
with free currency.
yeah,
So-
like tier 1, tier 2 should usually be
that. Right.
like
I think
with
you
a
should
free
be able
currency.
to buy common and uncommon skins with Affinity, and I'm sure or not Affinity, Amber, but I'm sure you will be able to eventually. But that might, ease some qualms a little bit, possibly. But
Yeah, so I mean I agree with you that to the fact that if we're just saying by tiers, right? Tier 1 being common and tier 2 being uncommon, right?
I don't
So
know
I-
how that's
I
not
thi-
a rare skin.
Yeah,
Auto
I was gonna
keeper.
say that I think the difference between tier 2 and tier 3 is a little bit like
Blurred.
questionable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, blurred.
Mhm.
That's a good way to put it. The line is blurred there. Because I totally understand Pinzo's argument where it's like, hey, like, why is this Gideon skin not uncommon? What's the difference between these two? Just a character
Right.
model adjustment? It's still
For
Gideon.
sure.
Like, that's still Faye, but that's uncommon.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it. And why is the Heavenly Focus Kwong rare? You know, that could just as easily be an epic skin. Or not epic,
Or the
uncommon.
uncommon.
I mean, yeah.
Do we have
Do you think
the
there's a chance? Do you think there's a chance? And if there is a chance, do you think this is wrong? That because Kwong is the most recent release hero besides Argus of being the OG hero, do you think that like that skin being he's a more recently released, so his skin that's gonna be rare than that rare skin then can be pushed back to uncommon? Or
No,
pushed
I think the uncommon, common, and rare, that should all be very, very set. If they're gonna have set prices, what makes it that tier should also be the same. And I was gonna say at one point they released, hey, this is what we want ideally for the tiers is like visual effects. This one is gonna have visual effects and a character model change. Didn't they release that at some point, like 6 months ago or something like that?
They did in one of the patch notes.
I remember seeing something like that.
Is
Right,
it a
like
patch notes or one of the blog posts? They were
Could have been a blog
explaining.
post.
Mhm.
I don't remember,
We talked about it in one of the podcasts, but I don't remember what it all was. It kind of explained, hey, a common skin's this, and an uncommon skin is this, a rare skin's this. They kind of broke it down, like this is what we would see, like this is the differences between this, and this is how you would differentiate between them.
The logic behind it.
Yeah, but I mean, I do agree that they're like you looking at a rare skin and looking at uncommon skin, there isn't much difference. But I mean, like, so what they have: common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. That's 5, right?
Right.
Common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. Yep.
So, and that's in Smite they have what, tier 1 to tier 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so so we still have 5 tiers. They're just not calling them tiers. They're just calling it what they are in that situation. Okay. I don't know.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Typically, and correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, a common skin usually is a recolor. I hate you. Common skin is usually a recolor. An uncommon skin is usually a character model change, but nothing else changes. At least, by traditional MOBA terms. A rare skin would be like, hey, this is where like the VFX start coming in, right? Like a couple of new custom VFX and everything.
Small VFX.
Yeah. Once you get into the epic category, this is like where the Revenant skin is right now. Where it's like, the character model changes, the audio changes, the visual changes, and all that. And then like truly legendary would be like a completely different character model in traditional MOBA terms. Like this is where you get those gender bender skins that have new visual effects, or this is where
Daddy Rampage.
Yeah. Like, or like, for example, like let's say, I mean, shoot, I don't know. Imagine like a Narbash that now is like no longer an ogre and
He's
new
a
VFX. Yeah, like some random steampunk thing or whatever.
From
like,
the top down, a completely different character model.
Crossover,
Yeah,
and like that's usually what would be a tier 5 skin, like cream of the crop. Like, hey, this is gonna be the prime dollar amount, right? But it's
what about
go ahead.
What about that Rock Golem Rampage? What about that skin? Is that a legendary or is that epic?
I think it's
no. So
it's an epic skin.
It's
it's epic.
It's listed as an epic. Well, and by my definition, if it only changes the character model and nothing else changes, and it's not a complete redesign, or would it be? Would you consider that a complete redesign?
I would. I mean,
I don't know. Actually, yeah, maybe so.
I mean, his whole model's changed to me. Like that's not nothing about you're not getting any of the fins or anything like that. Like that's a whole. Like,
I know be mindful. From being
a frog octopus to being a fucking rock. Like it's
he's a fish.
Sure.
But no. So be mindful. The only reason that skin it would be considered cheap is because it's an epic asset. If Omega came out and they made a skin like that themselves, I promise you it would be listed in the legendary category.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
But the thing is, there's no VFX changes. Like if he picked up a rock and it was like
a lava rock or magma or something.
Yeah, then that would be different. But
you picked up a rock and it was a rock like him. Oh wait.
Right. Yeah.
Wait.
He picked up a rock and it's just a ball. It's actually a ball of flesh. Actually, a congealed mass of flesh that he throws.
There you go.
So
I guess,
arguably,
all right.
to fix your situation, Beard, I would say add some VFX to that Rampage skin and put it in the proper tier it deserves to be.
Yeah.
And then
Dog
you might
skin
actually
needy.
be able to justify asking a higher amount. Because again, it's like, hey, like if they were to create a skin like that, it would be in the epic legendary side. But considering it's just a character model change, it's like debatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro.
Right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, let's talk about these visual improvements, bro.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It actually improved my game.
Like,
I don't know what they
performance?
did, but performance. And well, here's the thing though, and I say this, I haven't talked to any of the devs or anything like that, but so shout out to the devs and listen to this. I load up a game. My first game, I'm getting around 130 FPS. My first game. My second, third, and fourth game, I'm getting less and less FPS until I get to about 65, 75. I'll
was that
between
before
65
or
and 70.
currently?
What do you mean?
Sorry, so you're
Before
saying
the
this
VFX
happens to you
update?
right now?
That happens to me right now. Before these
Interesting.
updates, I would sit there. You could read that I was hitting 60 something. So anywhere between 60 and 69, it was just that number was
Nice.
slipping so much. You just noticed that it was a 6, and the other number would just change so much. Like I was constantly, that number would never sit still at all. But now I can look over and read my number. It's a steady number. I'm like, oh, but it'll fluctuate occasionally, right? Which I don't
Right.
expect it to sit still the whole time, but it's all right. So it's slightly fluctuating. But it would, like my first game, I start off really great, and then it goes down. But before the update, I also would get these lag spikes. I have not hit a lag spike all 3 days that I played this.
See,
Like I would get to the point, or lag spikes, or whatever they called it. It was something else. Like you just have
FPS
like,
drops.
FPS drops. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
would be getting something that would happen, and it
I
would,
had those, yeah.
it would make
So-
the game unplayable for that moment.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I haven't had that since this update.
So it's weirdly, I never used to have that, but that has happened to me a lot since the update. Like
Yeah.
weirdly, I'm on the opposite
I've also
side of the
gotten
aisle there.
more frame drops
Yeah.
after the update.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's
You actually
frustrating
get a
dying
2070
because of
Super.
Are you guys
Yeah.
running super sampling?
it.
What is that?
So I play on 4K, right? Essentially what super sampling is, it'll dumb down the resolution, let's say to like 720p, and then it'll use a GPU to upscale as opposed to trying to give you a 4K image or a 2K image at all times. So with super sampling, you can get 4K resolution or 2K resolution while getting the performance of like a 720p gameplay.
I'll have to look into that.
And they sneaky added it. They made no posts about it. They didn't do any crazy announcements, but they sneak added it into the settings. So now when you go into the game, and I'll actually show it here on stream. So now when you go into the game and you go into settings, you go to video, you're gonna see it says Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2.2. And you can set it to off, quality, balance, performance, or ultra performance. I play on quality because I want my shit to look good anyway. But it essentially, as if you play on anything above 1080p, it should automatically increase your performance, your FPS that you're gonna get, while simultaneously keeping a pretty sharp, clear image.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
very
I mean,
interesting.
I yeah. Okay.
That's like the NVIDIA equivalent would be the NVIDIA DLSS that you hear so
Yes.
much about.
My stuff is off.
Yeah, so I would say put that into quality, go into like even an AI match or something like that later, or go play a PvP match, and you should see a good balance of performance if you play on anything above 1080p. If you're having struggles at 1080p, that's a different issue for sure.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
All right.
I can tell
Another
you,
thing
I
they-
went from like an average of 60 FPS at 4K all ultra to now being like 90 to 100 FPS on all ultra just by changing that one
Interesting.
setting.
Yeah, because I play on high everything too, because I want to see, especially the new VFX stuff. It looks amazing, but yeah, I might have to play with those settings a little bit. Especially the pits, the Fangtooth and Orb Prime pits. That was the most noticeable thing for me. They look incredible.
They're like
I think-
10% too dark for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
they look
I
juicy.
think color wise, I think it fits Windu better. Like Windu, but going back when we played Fall, Windu would go.
I would
go
automatically mess with the saturation of the games. Yeah,
you would make things like, so people would go into your game like, what is going on? Like, this is not the fault that I play. Like, I don't know.
Why does his game look so vibrant? Why does that orange so orange?
So, what, like, I look at the before and afters of what this change did. I'm like, when I look at it, I just think Windu. I'm like, oh, this is like something Windu would do to this game, would make the saturation kind of pop a little more. So I think it fits better in that situation. But another thing, real quick, just something you said they snuck in. Another thing they snuck in is the accept button. When you accepted the match, like it does this like yellow flash, and then it takes away the accept and decline buttons. Like it just like before, like you would click it, and the accept and decline would still be there, and it's like, okay, but you would no longer be able to click either button because you've already accepted the match. But before now it does like this yellow flash thing, like a little, let you know the button was clicked. Cleaner. Yeah, and it's like, all right, I'm like, as soon as I clicked it, I'm like, that's new.
Honestly, I never noticed that.
Yeah. So something little I saw that they did. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Death timers. Have you guys felt any different thing? Felt the death timers like feel that be any beneficial in any situation?
Not really, not in my opinion.
Yeah, I still think early. It's like, yo, like we killed them.
They're
yeah,
right
I'm not pushing that tower. He's gonna be here. Like by the time the next wave hits.
I mean, I usually try to crash wave when I can.
Yeah,
and snag the CN.
I think it extends the duration that you can punish people for dying early. They miss an extra creep or two under tower. I think it does matter.
Right.
Okay, that's fair. I probably haven't even paid attention to it, but like being able to get a couple CS lead on somebody just because you're able to take advantage of those extra couple seconds.
Yeah.
To be honest,
you an extra second or two to grab the neutral buff, whether it's gold or cyan or river or whatever.
To be honest, I forgot about it being a change. I read it. I remember reading the patch notes. I remember that being a thing, but I forgot about being a change until I just asked you guys. And then as you guys were talking about, I was sitting there thinking about it, and my games I went through, I'm like, wait a minute. There was a time that I was like sitting there like, all right, I'm gonna try to get this tower down. And I'm like, man, I remember being like, they're not back yet. Why aren't they back yet? And then I'm like, okay, but so now I'm thinking that's probably the reason there. Kind of hold up a little bit the situation there. Explosive flowers, the blue jungle lane, explosive flower has been slightly adjusted to help getting into lane easier. Mini prime no longer applies the damage reduction debuff on its basic attacks. All right. Hero balances.
I did not know that mini prime thing was a thing. That's kind of
yeah, I forgot about that. I remember reading it, but
do you guys think this Argus adjustment balance is good? Do you think it's not enough? Do you think it's too much? What do you guys think?
I haven't had a single problem with an Argus since the update, so I don't know if that means it worked.
I think he's still the best character in the game.
So I remember reading it, and my knee-jerk reaction was like, that's not nearly enough. But yeah, I haven't had any crazy Arguses like stomping my games lately, but he's still, I think he's still definitely like, one of the top tier players, especially in the support role. His Q is like the easiest.
I still think he's very strong support. Yep.
Yeah. But
I was noticing, I was playing against him as a carry. He was the support. And I was just noticing, like, I'm sitting there trying to CS, right? And then I would notice that he's throwing his ball. Like, I'm trying to like dodge it. It just having it come to you, like, was like, it's like, like something like a decker ball. You can just like, okay, let me dodge this. Like, but it's like you watch this ball, it's the way it lobs. It just feels weird. It's like, how do I like it just
the fact that it lands next to you and still stuns you also. It's like, okay.
It comes right at you. There's not like a lot of arc. It just kind of comes right at you. And the projectile is very fast, I think. But like I remember reading the Argus notes thinking like, man, they could like turn his Q into literally just an interrupt, like a 0.2 second, like a Grux ulti interrupt. And then they could remove the slow from his E completely, just outright remove it, and he would still be A tier. So I remember reading the Argus, nerf, and I was like, that's not nearly enough. But I don't know. I don't play Argus. I don't even play mid lane. I've been playing a lot of off lane, so
yeah.
But
I don't think I've seen him even get picked, bro.
I still think he's pretty strong support.
Yeah, probably still the best support in the game, I think.
I think he's I think he's better in mid right now than he is in
Really?
support, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I think he's
he's
better
probably
mid.
Best mid laner in the game.
I say
Really?
that I'm not disagreeing with that comment, but I think that's where he's supposed to be, and I think that's okay in that situation. Just to be the most latest hero being released, you still want him to be one of the stronger heroes. But like, I just feel like him being like, he's a mid laner. He's not meant to be like a support. Like, a support can be a secondary role for sure, but like Bellica's not a top tier support player. She can be support. She's definitely viable there, but she's not like top tier in any means. The reason she's picked in like
Bellica's pretty nuts support
tournaments. Oh, she's put what?
Bellica's pretty nuts on support.
She's pretty strong. You get a lot more value out of her E and support than you do mid lane for sure, and the knockup and stuff. But
I think the reason she's picked more in like a tournament style is because of the fact that she's able. She's a flex pick. She's very flex in that situation. Like, you can play her in both that situation. But I think like a Decker is better than a Bellica by any means when it comes to support, right? I think she just has that better like utility out of that situation. But I think in Argus, who is like, hey, my Decker's job is to be support. That's what her job is. Argus' job is to be mid. All right, I can be support, but like he
just accidentally became the best support in the game.
He's just like, hey, I'm a top tier mid laner and I'm a top tier support. And it's like, these other people who have secondary roles, they're not top tier in that role as well. They're viable in that role, but they're not top tier in that role.
I think with Argus too, like another thing that just makes him so strong, especially in the mid lane too, is that like with mages, you either have burst or sustain, or CC. But Argus has the best of both worlds. He has the burst, he has the CC, and then he also has the sustain. Like, you can't punish an Argus because he's just never off cooldown. He's always throwing something at you. Like a Bellica, if she misses her skill rotation, she has to back up. A Gideon, he misses his abilities, he has to back up. And Argus, you can't really punish the same way. You know what I mean? He's just he has sustain with his right mouse, he has the CC, and he has the burst too. But I thought they would nerf his CC into the ground and maybe buff his damage so that he wouldn't be viable in support anymore, or at least like not top tier support. But I think, like I said, when I read it, my knee-jerk reaction was like, this is kind of like a slap on the wrist for Argus. Like, it's not nearly enough is what I thought initially.
It may be another wave of balance is coming.
Possibly.
I actually agree with Neo in the chat. Neo's saying his problem with Argus is the fact that the auto attack animation for Argus and the throwing the stun animation are virtually the same. Right. So as a carry main, it's like, hey man, you either got to guess if he's throwing the orb. Like, you don't know if the orb's coming at you until you see the orb airborne half the time. So it's one of those things that it should be a little bit like, hey, give me a completely clear different animation. Like Richter and Narbox both lift up their arms whenever they're about to thunk, for example.
Right. Yeah. And the projectile travels so fast and it's coming right at you, as opposed to like an arc, like the way Iggy's Molotov is or Wraith's Q is. Like, it's more of an arc, like you can dodge it more, or like the Decker volleyball, or I guess the Decker volleyball comes right at you too, but I don't know. It's just, to me, the Argus Q is like,
she still does the whole, like, you see that it's happening. You know, like, hey, you can already start moving. You already start moving on the windup. And that's kind of, I think exactly what Neo is saying is like, I'm sitting there like, I'm sitting there, all right, CSing, and then all of a sudden I see a Argus stun ball coming at me, and I'm trying to move, and I'm like, well, fuck, I can't, like, I'm moving when I see it, when I
you
know
move and you still hit you because it hit the ground. But
very easy to land,
Horatio might be onto something. Horatio thinks they wanted him played in the PCC. That's why they gave us this quick little, hey, balance patch just before the PCC. Right. And that's why things are a little bit off schedule. Maybe they just kind of want, hey, we want our new original hero to be part of this big tournament.
Sure. I think he should still be auto banned though. He's still really strong.
You think so?
Yeah, no, I think, I think he's still, a top tier pick for sure. I don't know if
we'll have a 100% pick and ban rate this weekend.
Yeah, probably.
You think so?
Be surprised at all.
Yes, I would be surprised if he is not 100% pick banned.
I haven't seen him as much, but I think that's just because people read the patch notes and they're like, oh, Argus got a nerf, I'm not going to play him anymore. But that's not saying that.
Not that he's
that's
not
saying that he's right. Exactly.
I think he's the best character in the game, like just straight up. I don't think he's a stronger character than Argus.
Definitely. Hmm.
But you know what I just realized? Bearded has glasses
different roles,
on.
you know. I mean, so.
I just realized Bearded has his glasses on.
When you saw me in Florida.
Yeah, I know. I was just randomly here, and I'm like, why the fuck is Bearded wearing glasses? I forgot that you just got glasses.
Yeah,
lit.
I literally the Friday I drove down to Florida, they were ready for me to pick up. So
Kenzo, hook him up with some good shades, bro. He needs them.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
So I thought it was funny. So speaking of the glasses, real quick, I had this story. Like, so got these from Walmart, right? So I'm not any baller out here. I'm not buying any crazy glasses, but got them from Walmart. And I'm shopping at Walmart in Florida, and this kid sees me, and he looks right at me, and he's like, "He's got the LeBrons. I want the LeBrons." And I'm like, well, I looked at my wife. I'm like, what? And then it hit me. I'm like, wait, LeBron wears a pair of glasses that have these light. They're like a clear bottom, but they're dark tops frames. I'm like, I was like, I'm sorry to tell you, kid, I got the Lamarts. I got LeBrons.
Lamarts.
But they're new. I'm still getting used to them. I feel like I'm wearing sunglasses because that's what I'm used to wearing, is sunglasses outside. So I have like seeing the frames in my vision, like it just like I'm like, wait, why am I still wearing glasses? And I want to take them off. That I'm like, wait, I need those, And then there's times like I wake up in the morning, I'm like, man, but what's different? Like, wait, I put my glasses on, and I put my glasses on, and I look at my computer, I'm like, oh, that makes a difference. I'm like, all right, let me continue to do what I'm doing. So
night and day.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we're pretty much two of them. I mean, unless you guys want to talk more about people being balanced, but I think that was it. Argus was pretty much the biggest one that I think needed to be balanced. I noticed
pretty anticipated. Yeah.
Bellica got hit. I know Bellica was the big thing, but not getting hit before with the balance. She got hit now. I mean, are we happy with that? The one I need to ask is Soul Reaper. Soul Reaper, are you happy with that? But I don't think he's actually here in chat right now.
What did they change on
a word that guy says anyway?
Her exactly?
They changed ultimate scaling, essentially adjusted. Her void bomb cooldown was increased by 1 whole second, went from 6 to 7, and then the mana drain on her drone got increased. It got decreased early, but increased late.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
It was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to a 1.5, 2.75, 4, 5.25, and 6.5. So early game, it's not as strong, but late game is stronger.
Right.
I still think the bigger problem is her knockup, and
100%.
Something's registering when it shouldn't. Be like, bro, I was not in range of that knockup.
Yeah.
Cap.
Yeah.
Or when you're behind her and you're still getting hit up, like that happened to me. Like I flashed behind Bellica, and like I was because I was behind her. I'm like, how am I knocked up? Like I'm not in the line of the the quake goes that way.
Yeah,
I've seen a Kalari ult through and get knocked up on the other side.
Yeah, the hitbox is definitely fishy there.
Yeah.
Also the Richter pull, dude. It seems like the Richter pull will like literally like move over and grab you sometimes. It's like it's like no way in a million years it hits.
Yeah,
no, like it like literally it looks like it's going one way and then all of a sudden it like grabs me like when it's like I'm not standing near it. Well, I'm like right outside of the range or like just to the left or just to the right, and like literally I see the chain like go from going straight to like turning last second and grabbing me. It's like what? But maybe it is Bing. Maybe you're right.
Bro, I'll tell you what. My buddy Kamiru was playing Morigesh on a casual, and bro, those Morigesh changes were kind of nutty, bro. Morigesh is a lot stronger now.
She kind of needed it though. Like she was like arguably the worst champion in the game for a long time.
Well, after they nerfed the Megacosm, or they readjusted Megacosm.
Even kind of before that, she was. I mean, it's a lot of champions can just outrange her and punish her, But
she kind of slaps. She kind of nukes people, bro.
Been seeing her picked a lot more now, definitely since the last patch.
What do you guys think about Faye and her range increase for her Harvest Nettles? Range increased by 5%.
Actually, more noticeable than I thought it would be. Honestly,
really?
I mean, besides reading the whole thing, like I think it's the whole like basically to kind of put her in line with Howitzer.
Right.
Howitzer is his fucking.
But she can't get out poke like crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So she
I don't-
can do some more poking the way he was able to do poking.
I'm kind of a phase support enjoyer, you know, a little bit when I'm playing, especially when I'm playing
Nothing wrong
casually,
with
like
that.
on my alt. And she's like so pokey. If you max E first instead of right mouse button in the support role, like that extra 5% range actually like made a difference, I think.
All right, Pinzo, you're the off lane player now. What are your thoughts on Zarus's change? Or Zarus?
Matter.
You don't think it's
He's the best solo laner in the game.
Better than
I
Quang?
agree. Well,
I think right now he's better than Quang. I think Quang is really
Really?
good early
'Cause
game.
Quang-
I think Quang falls off pretty hard.
I was gonna
I-
say
I-
there's no matchup that Quang is like, oh no, Quang can't handle him.
No, I mean he's kind of like in my opinion he's like Steel with a worse late game. Like he doesn't lose any off lane, he doesn't lose any matchups in off lane, but he doesn't like
Run people over.
I don't know. I don't think he does a crazy amount late game. I think I actually think he's better in the jungle right now. I think his ganks are crazy. I think he's better in the
Zarus?
jungle.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No.
Oh, I think he's
Quang.
talking about Quang.
Oh, Kwang. Oh, Kwang. Yeah. No, I agree with Pinzo though. I think Zarus is arguably like, you know, top tier for solo pick. Like what we were talking about a while ago. Basically, like he has so many tools in his kit that lets him deal with like so many situations that really every matchup for Zarus is just a skill check. It's just how good are you? You know what I mean? And if you're playing Zarus optimally, there's nothing you can't deal with really. So
I think you have to play that character optimally. He's just literally is just I don't know. He's just
I don't think he's a brain dead character. I think there's a lot of nuance to Zarus. I think,
How to
but-
lose at Zarus, never
somewhat
exit the fight.
agree, but like I just don't think there's anyone that beats Zarus in lane right now.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the only people that could slug it out with the Grux at level 1, just like straight up go toe to toe with them and win.
I do like me personally because I do like Zarus. I do have him as one of my mastery skins or affinity skins.
Yeah.
I do like that his Coliseum or the cooldown was changed, the early change. I mean, I know the late game changed in the it got a nerf for the late game, but it got buffed in the early game.
Mhm.
It went from 150 to 130, and I think early game, like I feel like that's something like you're trying to build those stacks, and I think being able to get that ultimate even earlier, I think that's going to be more beneficial for you, help you build that stacks.
Yeah.
Than to sit there and have to wait that other 20 seconds. And then like having to wait that 20 seconds late game, I think that's, you know, you're at that time you're already getting stronger.
I didn't even notice that. 20 seconds is a lot, bro. Early, specifically.
Here's the thing, man. Especially Zarus solo, like the cage doesn't really do anything in solo lane. Like in a 1v1, the cage doesn't usually matter. And like 4 power off of a stack.
But to say you get you get
just
some
use it as a
stats.
gap closer after somebody blinks.
Yeah, you
usually
get
to
some
just chase their
stats when
blink.
you're fighting. Oh, like it's not
You get
too
some
bad.
extra power.
Just
That's it.
Yeah, it's more so
It's
a utility tool for
Field
me.
stacker,
Like after
yeah.
they blink, you E towards them, and then they're usually in R range, you know. But
I think it's just like Zarus ultimate stacks just actually kind of don't matter until rank 2 or 3, and like the 4 power a stack is kind of just very negligible in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it's a good quality of life change. It does let you like set up ganks more often, like stuff like that. You can gank mid more often, but I don't think any of those Zarus changes are super duper impactful.
yeah, I mean, I think did they nerf his spear early game, but they increased the scaling
Yes.
late game. Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, I
Literally,
think
like, level 4, you're the
his
same.
yeah, his spear is super oppressive, like at level 1, like it's crazy. But
Yeah, level 1 was 70, it is 60 now.
okay, yeah, that's
And level 2 is 95, it's 90 now.
Mhm.
And then level 3 is the same. And then level 4, it was 145, it is now 150. And level 5, it was 170, it is now 180.
right. Yeah,
So he gets his spear got
not a
stronger
huge,
late.
yeah, not a huge change, but yeah, I think his spear is just very, very oppressive early game for sure. So I mean, I see why they did it, but they
let's
could
talk about
probably-
a real change, bro. The fact that time warp is so good for supports now.
Mhm.
Like the fact that they took away 10 power and it's 200 gold cheaper.
Yeah.
It's like, son, supports didn't need it for the extra 10 power.
The
Like-
cooldown and the mana regen will be really
Yeah,
nice on a
like,
lot of characters.
Off rip and then 200 gold cheaper.
Hey, there's a face support item for me now, right there. Hey.
Oh, relax. But yeah, bro, I didn't even think about it until shout out to baseball, until baseball decided to build time warp one game next to me in duo, and I was just like, oh, damn, he got that online kind of fast, because 200 gold on a support's a lot of time, bro.
Yeah,
Low key. I was like, yo, he got that on kind of fast, and it's like, yo, this is faster power spike, getting that shit on like a minute earlier or whatever. That shit's kind of nice. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Outside of that, I don't know why they changed that. Low key.
I like in the known issues, it says Grux's new Ruby Scarab skin is missing anim dynamics, and then it goes off, says basically his cloth daily bits aren't behaving as expected.
Oh, so people are in trouble.
Dangly bits.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I always forget the dev team is English. It's the dangly bits.
But overall, I'm happy with the patch. Like I'm excited to see how things go forward.
A lot of the changes kind of made sense. Yeah.
To me, it's just rough. The visual changes are amazing. It makes the game's running better for me. I would love to know why I'm having great FPS my first game, but then as I go play, it drops. Like, I don't know what's going on there. I would love to know what that issue is.
Sounds like a memory leak.
Something. I don't know what's going on, but
there's something that gets worse over time.
Maybe. Right. But other than that, like, my biggest issue is just playing with the matches currently as it is solo queue. Like, it's just not fun. So whatever has to happen in that situation. I know I don't think we're getting a match mode in the next patch here on the 9th. I think we're just getting a hero. That's what I guess.
No, didn't they say
something, but
didn't they say summertime for ranked?
Yeah. But I mean, if you ask Windu, this is summertime.
Right.
Hey man, summertime is starting. Relax. We're getting to summertime.
I kind of made a big stink in the chat when that Pred report came out, because like 3 or 4 days before that, like Ace came out with that video, and he kind of made it seem like all that stuff was like right around the corner. You know what I mean? Ranked in the new game mode and like the skin line. Like I was like hyped, and then like 4 days later, the Pred report came out, and they were like, oh, hopefully by the end of summer. Like I kind of like deflated me a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I was, why make the video if it's still going to be 4 months before we get that stuff, right? Like,
yeah, no, I'll be real with you. I would be shocked, and this is going to be a wild take, right? I would be shocked if we get to May and we haven't heard any like blog posts or any official like, hey, these are all the details about rank coming out around the corner. Because there's no reason, like, we know people want rank, right?
Oh yeah, and that'll solve a lot of problems that everybody's having, like even the solo queue problems that Beard is having. Like I think like in ranked, especially when you climb to where you're gonna be matched with teammates who know what they're doing, they want to win, they're there to play seriously, and then the other casual people or new players will have their own space to learn the game or learn a new champion, experiment with builds or whatever. They'll have a separate space for that. And I think it'll be really healthy for the community. And they definitely need to crank that out.
And here's my thing. I like the fact that they've been pushing ranked on their social medias, and I'll use Twitter specifically. Like if rank isn't close, why would they be making posts on several different days about it? You get what I'm saying? So I would be shocked if if they don't release some sort of here's all the details about rank and here's when we're expecting it in April. I would be shocked. I don't think rank is coming in April, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some sort of
at least something.
This is the 411 on rank, and this is when you should expect it. Pretty sure.
And
I'd be willing to bet money.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you guys this question: what would be more beneficial to this game? A casual game mode for these new players to play and just to learn the heroes and play them, and then us get to play the 5v5 current casual mode we have, or a ranked mode? Which one would be more beneficial in this game right now?
I'll be honest with you. Go ahead, Gravy. Pinzo says rank. What do you think?
I did. So I was actually going to bring up, they did like a post or whatever it is a while back, and on the bottom, I don't want to call it a roadmap because it's not, but they had like an order of release, and the casual mode was before ranked if you're reading it from left to right. So I was maybe reading too much into it, but I think ranked would be healthier. Like I'm trying to grind for that Paragon, you know, but I think they might actually, if I'm speculating, I think they'll probably actually come out with the casual mode first, but maybe I'm reading too much into that one.
No, that's fine. That's so you think ranked would be more beneficial for the game if it was the game currently right now?
If it was up to me, I would say ranked probably would do more to retain players. It would give them something to play for, something to grind for. That's just me.
Okay. Windu?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say ranked too, because technically once you have ranked, you have a casual game mode for everybody to play.
Yeah.
Right. So it kind of does fill the void on both ends. But yeah. I would be shocked if they didn't just kind of be like, hey, on this day, we're giving you the new casual game mode for fun, and we're gonna drop rank, just to kind of be like, hey.
I don't know if that'll happen, because then you're splitting the queue into 3 different queues.
Well, they plan on doing so anyway. It's better now that they have all the players, right?
Fair enough.
Okay, I don't think they have all the players.
Well, right. they have a lot more players. Okay, it was a generalistic statement. Yeah, they have a lot more players now, with a lot of interest being here for the open beta. Now would be a perfect time to introduce a triple queue, as opposed to let's wait 3 months and then do triple queue when maybe player numbers have grown, maybe they've gone down. Why take the chance? Right. Why not introduce it while, you know, the press is hot? Like, hey, we got all this traction. Look, and we're gonna give you a new game mode, and we're gonna give you rank, and we're gonna give you success. I don't see them hitting open beta and not having all these things ready to like throw out at people.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Like I personally think, like, for the last year and a half, they've genuinely been sandbagging so hardcore on purpose, with skins, with everything, leading up to moments like this. And now, ever since they went into open beta, like their Twitter posts their Twitter posts are a lot crazier. We went over last Predcast the whole like, hey, here's a rank banner, or here's the rank border, right? The little circle that we saw, and these are all the different ranks. Look at what Paragon looks like. Like, why would they release all that and then tell people, hey, it's 4 months down the road? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was my thought too. Like, I was hyped after the video, and then like a few days later when the Pred report came out, they were like, all right, hopefully by the end of summer. I was like so bummed out. Like, I made a big stink about it.
I agree with you guys. I think ranked would be the one that's the healthier option for this game, because it's going to give all the toxic competitive people something to do, and it gets them out of the casual modes and allows the new players to play the casual mode, which is the same style of the game that we all think that what this game is meant to be in this situation. Right? It allows them to play that. If you bring a casual game mode, let's just say it's a random 3v3, whatever it might be, I don't care. Let's say it is Pinzo's King of the Hill mode. Some people are going to play that like, this is not what I want, and that's supposed to be for the casuals. All right. Well, now those casuals that don't want to play it, they're going to go play this game mode that we're currently playing. And this is what the competitors are supposed to be playing for that timing, because that's the casual mode. This is now going to be the competitor mode. And so they're going to come back and play this mode, and they're going to be met with toxicity, because this person wants a competitive game. They want, like, I don't want you to play Narbash ADC. I want you to play an actual ADC. Like, I'm trying to play an actual game here. And then that person is going to be pushed out. So I think bringing in a ranked mode to kind of separate that toxic, competitive person and then casual person, like, let them be in their separate queues. I think that would be more healthy for this game to allow because again, we got all these new players coming in. Once these new players come in and they get met with people being crazy toxic to them, like, hey, I'll just go play whatever I was playing before this. I don't need to play this. I didn't spend money to put this. I'm not here because I spent money. I gotta get my money's worth out of it. I'm gone. Right. So for the player retention wise, I think ranked would be better than actual casual mode.
Yeah. It's better new player experience.
Yeah.
Bloodletter says in chat, the comp scene is smaller than the casuals though right now. And I agree with that. But
there is a lot of interest in the comp scene. Just worth throwing it out there.
But we have like this pseudo ranked mode now though, to where like everybody really cares about like their own Meta City rank.
Their Walmart MMR.
Right. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's to where it's like every game feels like ranked. And yeah, like what you were saying a while ago, when you're playing with people who it's like it's their fourth game ever, you know what I mean? And I know you don't care about your rank or whatever, and you know I don't really either. I'm just here for the affinity at this point. But like some people do, a lot of people do. And when they get those people in their games, you know, that have 4 or 5 games, it's like, why am I playing with this guy? I'm trying to break through diamond, you know, it's like, what's going, you know, I'm tired of these games.
Yeah.
You know, it does foster a lot of toxicity, and then they're flaming in chat, and then that new player who it's their first couple games, like they're seeing all the toxicity, you know, that's a bad first experience for them, versus if, you know, people that are actually wanting to climb rank, they'd have their own space separate from that. There wouldn't be as much, and it would be a better place, you know, for new players.
Yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong, like I was streaming, and you can go back, well, you can't because I don't have my VODs up like that, but like if you were there watching the stream, I was flaming the guy. I'm like, man, what the fuck's this guy doing, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't I did go into chat and like say, dude, Grux, you're being like a fucking dumbass or whatever. You know, I'm not flaming him or being toxic in chat. Like I didn't like I used my safe space, which is my stream, and I did what I vented where I wanted, but I wasn't toxic to that direct person, like for them openly, right? Like, if they went back, if they're watching my stream, then they know I was being toxic towards them. But I wasn't in the sense of like, hey, you know, but like I was just open. It'd be the same thing if I wasn't streaming at all. I'm just all right. I'm just venting in my own living room or whatever, wherever I'm playing the game.
But a lot of people will flame in chat, though.
And they will.
They'll type the whole game. Yeah.
I definitely try my hardest not to type, right?
When I end up typing, never do that,
bro. When I type, I end up typing like a super smart ass comment, right?
Passive aggressive.
Yeah, like extremely passive aggressive. Like somebody will start arguing with me, and I'll just be like, bro, if you could play as well as you type, you'd be nuts.
Right. Yeah.
And then out of nowhere be like, damn, is that what it's like to be sponsored by Crayola? Wild.
Right.
Like I just start going, I'm like, all right, let me chill out, bro. Let me chill out before I get banned.
Boys out here playing with his feet. Yeah.
Yep. So I do agree with Bloodletter again. We need both regardless. That's for sure. But I just think for them to, again, let's say a Meta Studios is trying to figure out, hey, which one do we release first? I think ranked is the more beneficial priority at this moment.
I agree.
That's where I think it's just healthier because one, again, like we said it earlier, it gives them a casual mode and it gives them a ranked mode by doing that. Right now we have a casual mode that we're playing as ranked. If we bring another casual mode, we now have a casual mode and a casual mode, but we don't have that ranked mode, you know, and that's where we need it. I think that's we do need both. Both is needed. I think this is where it needs to go.
Yeah.
I think most people will probably agree with that.
Does he get to put the same time?
Neo's obsessed about the fact that I haven't been blinking.
Yeah,
well, it's because my camera turned off. I don't know what's going on with it right now. So I put the avatar up just so a body is there, not a black screen. But
wait, that's not you?
Hey, got you. But since my camera isn't on, it's not looking at my blinks. It's not looking at like my head moving and everything. It's just dead staring, like cold stare into the camera. And it's like, rip.
Yeah.
I thought you were one of Hey Arnold's fans.
Hey man, I need the Hey Arnold Greystone skin. That's what it is.
It's like you're staring into my soul. You know all my secrets. I don't like it.
Right?
Yeah, bro. I'll be real. After our chat today, I just feel bad for Bearded being put with like brand new people. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like that sucks, bro. Like it's one thing to get a new player every once in a while, or maybe they're on placement matches and they end up in your game because they have like a 5-win streak or something. That's a little different, right? But like, offer it game 1 or game 2. Be like, hello. Be like,
crazy.
Yeah, my boy is 1-8. W keying. He's dying every time, and he thinks building Basilisk is going to solve his problems.
And he doesn't even have his chat enabled, so you can't even tell.
Chat enabled or something. Yeah. So that's rough, bro. Like I would definitely be like I don't know, bro. I would hit up Ometa and be like, yeah, man. Where am I? Where do they start? Can you put me at least like 50 to 100 above them. Please.
Yeah.
Get me out of here, bro. That's
Secretly-
wild. Because I don't
just boost my MMR.
Well, it's just
Get me
like-
outta here.
well, correct me if I'm wrong. Gravy and Pinzo, how often do you come across somebody that's literally just in like their first or second game?
Never.
Not that often for me.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't at all.
Yeah.
Nope. All 3 days.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, and if it's happening to you, I can imagine. Again, there was 9 other people in that one lobby that it's affecting, right?
Yep.
And not that
Absolutely.
new player shouldn't have a spot to learn or shouldn't have a spot to be in, but if they could do some sort of, hey, these are our first 30 games. For your first 30 games, you queue with other people in their first 30 games or something.
Like you have an exclusive new player pool, but then at some
but
point it's like,
But you could switch it basically off of game count. That's it.
sure.
Like after like, let's say even 10 games, like, yo, you play 10 games, you already know something. Throw him into the wolves. But like game 1 or game 2, I was like, yeah, that's rough.
so here's a question kind of tying into that is whenever ranked does come out, do you think there should be some type of like requirement before you can even queue? You know, should you have 50 games, 100 games? Do you have to have X amount of characters unlocked? Like, what do you think the requirements should be to keep?
I think
ranked, if
I
any?
think it should be a fluctuating requirement, kind of like paladins. If you quit playing
What do you mean?
paladins for a while and you go back into paladins, you need to like I've been able to play paladins.
It makes you requalify.
I've had to. Well, you have to get a certain amount of heroes and a certain amount of heroes unlocked. You have to have a certain amount of things done. But like I've with paladins, because I quit playing so often, I've had to requalify to play ranked 3 different times. Because like I'm
Interesting.
going in, it's like, all right, hey, you need to have X amount of heroes. All right, well, I
that's
have
the
that
thing.
X amount of heroes. I think I had 12, 15, and I think now I've had to have 18 or whatever. So you have to have all these heroes unlocked. You have
Maybe it's
certain
based off
amount of
of the
heroes unlocked.
total hero amount, and they'll be like, hey, you
Yeah.
gotta at least own 25% of the heroes. So maybe
Yeah.
that's why, like,
And that's
you
probably what it
leave
is.
and they keep adding heroes. It's like, well,
Yep.
you no longer
Right.
reach the 25% of the heroes.
25%, and that's probably what it
I
is.
see.
It could be something like
Mhm.
that, you know. But it's just so you're not stuck with like, hey, it's because they do a banning, obviously, and that's what Predecessor
Right.
can do as well. So if you're banning certain heroes, and if you don't know, you're stuck in mid lane, and they ban the only mid laner you have.
Mhm.
Well, now
And
how do you do in that situation?
I don't think when rank does come out, I don't know if there's enough characters for every team to like each player on every team to ban somebody. I think it'll probably be more so everybody votes for who they want to ban, and then it rolls like percentile. You know what I mean? That's kind of how
I think 3 heroes per role would be fine.
you think.
And I think that's where those quick start
There's only
bundles would
what-
come in clutch. Because let's say somebody
Yeah.
that does want to play rank, if they buy quick start bundles for all 5 roles, the company would benefit. And now it's like, hey, that person has enough characters to go into ranked. May the ranked
Right.
MMR have mercy on their soul, because they just bought the game and they bought all the
Sure.
heroes and then they're going in,
That's
right?
fair.
But 3 per role, so that way, even if there are 1 or 2 bans, probably 2, the way that most tournaments have been going, if they do have
Yeah.
2 bans, it's like, well, even if there's 2 bans,
is
you'll still be
doable.
able to pick somebody, right?
Yeah.
But again, real quick, paladins it's not just owning the heroes, right? You have to own a certain amount of heroes. You also have to be a certain level.
Mhm.
You know, your account has to be a certain level as well for you to be able to play ranked. So once you've obviously accumulated both of those, then you're able to go play ranked.
Right.
And then when you go in to play rank, you play. It's like 5 matches of rank, and they'll figure out where you need to be. They'll place you in a rank, and then you get to play at that rank, and you get to climb or drop.
So like in Predecessor, for instance, I don't know if they're going to keep doing it this way, but for a long time, every season the level was reset. So if they continue to do that, you could say you got to be level 35 to queue up for ranked, or something like that. And then every season, next season rolls around, you're back to level 1. Say you took like a 6-month hiatus or whatever, you got to play some norms for a little bit to get accumulated to the game before it allows you to play ranked again. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea if somebody's missing time, right? But I don't necessarily like the idea. Like, let's say somebody like Pinzo. Pinzo grinds this game more than the average person ever will, right?
Right.
Imagine Pinzo.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, imagine Pinzo's level 140. The new season kicks in. Now, instead of going straight into rank that he deserves because he's been so consistent, Now he has to
That's fair.
rank. He has to grind. Pinzo time, let's say 4 days, right? The average person maybe like a week or so, maybe a couple weeks. But let's say
Right.
even Pinzo time. So now Pinzo has to be for
He
like
has to
3,
waste 4 days playing
three,
norms.
4 days in
Yeah.
casual queues just because he's trying to get to rank.
Mhm. How do you feel, Pinzo? Like, what do you think if there should be like a requirement for ranked? Like,
There should obviously be a requirement for ranked. I don't think that, like, I don't know, if they reset account level, then you can't reset the requirement for ranked.
right,
Like, that just doesn't make sense.
right, right.
Like, it doesn't really make sense to reset account level, period, in my
Right.
opinion. But like, even if you it'd be idiotic to do that.
Right.
Like, it's just dumb.
So you think it should just be like hero require like X amount of heroes?
I mean, there should be a playtime requirement of some kind.
Mhm.
But again, it's just like, yeah, you can make it whatever you want. 50 games, 100 games. I think Dota 2 is 100 hours.
Really? 100
Yeah.
hours before you can get up to rank? Huh.
Game's hard to play.
Yeah.
That game is
Pale Moon Rose
definitely
in
on a
chat
different-
says, I think currently with the amount of heroes in the cast, a good start would be you need to be level 20 with at least 12 characters unlocked for a requirement.
Well, because also you gotta consider in ranked mode they're probably gonna not allow mirrors. At least that's how it is in a lot of other MOBAs.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Or maybe
that's
15,
10, that's
but yeah.
10 characters right there, and then especially when there's bans involved, probably closer to like 20, 25, I would say. But yeah. Not yet.
Well,
I'm just curious to see what you guys thought.
Even Paladins, I mean, but Paladins has a lot more heroes.
Right.
I guess when the more heroes you get, the lower the number of a requirement would be needed.
Just trying to see what you guys think, because
Yeah.
there obviously is going to be some type of requirement, but I was just seeing like what do you think it should be, but yeah, who knows?
Well, I know
Keep
like
speculate.
on the Overprime, they had like, it was like level 10. You had to grind to get level 10 to be able to play ranked, which I didn't think that was too hard to do. But it definitely weeded out the people who like, hey, you're not getting people in there who just, here's your second game. All right, you're
Right.
playing ranked, like you actually had to play the game for a little bit to get level 10.
Mhm.
So I think there needs to be something in there that says, hey, I've played this game. I know what I'm doing,
Right.
and you're able to go in and play.
Sure.
And then also, I think that also stops you from getting a bunch of Smurfs that just go in to play lower ranked modes, because then again, for you to create a Smurf, all right, fine, create a Smurf, but now you got to do all this grind work. You have to unlock all these heroes. You have to, get these levels, and then you can go in and play, do that. Like, if that's what you want to do, you still have to put in the work to do it. So,
Right. Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. So let's call it here. Just because I know
Yeah.
with the delays, the usual time got extended a little bit from when we usually go.
Definitely.
So let's do this. We'll go in the same order that we introduce ourselves, with the exception of F6. Tell people a little bit about where they can find you, where they could follow you, what kind of projects you got going on, YouTube video, Twitter posts, etc. Let people know what they can expect, and give a little bit of a piece of advice to the community at the end of it. Be like, yo, hey, here's my tip to you, Ometa people, or predecessors. I don't know what we would be called.
Sure. So, yep. Again, I'm Gravy Train. You can find me on Twitter sharing silly stuff. You can find me on Twitch. I stream 3 nights a week. I'm just now getting into YouTube, kind of still figuring out what I'm doing. Uploaded my first video this morning. I plan on doing a lot of short form guide content, maybe just tips and tricks, mainly aimed at new players. Yeah. If I had one thing to tell Ometa, I would say hurry up with that ranked. Pick up the pace on hero production. Yeah, that's it.
Spicy. Pinzo?
Yeah, I'm Pinzo. You can find me Pinzo on all my socials, YouTube, Twitch, etc. As far as something I would tell Ometa, I don't know, man. Just give me something. Give me something. I just want
Give
something.
me
Like,
something.
Something.
Give me something.
Just something to spicing. Let's spicing up the
I
game.
don't care what it is. I don't care what it is.
Just
Give me
living for
something.
the next Pred update.
All right. As for myself, Bearded Wolverine, again, you can see me streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, live on Bearded Wolverine on Twitch. And you can check me on Twitter. It's T_B_Wolverine. I don't do a lot there, but I do some things occasionally. Promote my gamer subs, stuff and stuff like that, and then also promote Michigan sports because go blue. But other than that, to Ometa, what would I say to Ometa? Keep up the great work with the TikTok content. I love seeing what we're doing with, just the videos that are being out there. The being more active on some of the socials like that is great to see, and I think it's a great way of promoting the game. That is one of the things with my TikTok. Like I've literally slowed down on making any content besides streaming, like live streaming. So, but with my TikTok, I've been doing a lot of reposting of the Predecessor content. When I've seen good videos they're posting, I repost it. So it's a great way to kind of advertise that way. So keep up that great work. That's my information to Meta. As to the community, don't fucking FF at 10 minutes just because you want to FF. Actually play the game out. Learn how to play the game if you're new. Learn how to play the game even if you're not new. Like, I think Sockcap did a great job in his one of his recent videos saying that you have to learn how to win from a comeback. Yep. Winning from a winning point, winning after you're already having a lead, there's nothing to that. Like there's not anything really to learn there, but you can learn from winning from a comeback. So like play the game out. Like you're just to FF because you lost dual lane doesn't mean the game is lost completely. So just quit FFing early. Like that's just some quitter mindset, and that's bullshit. Get it out of your mindset. Get that out of your mental. Learn how to play the game. It's a tough game. It's not going to be something easy for you to learn. You got to actually put some effort into it, but try it. Actually see what's going to happen. You'll be surprised. There's been games I play like, holy shit, we pulled out a dub here. That was crazy. I wasn't expecting that, I've had those weak mental times, but I'm not just sitting there FF, and just quit hitting FF so early. Like, let the game play out and see what happens.
All right. So I would actually say, as far as Ometa goes, I'd love to hear more from the big bosses. You know what I'm saying? Like ever since the open beta, like, yeah, sure, we might see like a little retweet off of Ace and Smokey and stuff, but some of the core reasons why we love them as community members so much is because of how involved and how constantly they were always either posting or being in chats all the time. Shout out to Smokey because he did stop by the Predcast here in the beginning. But yeah, just a little bit more of interaction, a little bit more from interaction from the bigger people throughout the community, even if it's just like, hey, this is dope, and that gets retweeted by like 100 different people. You get what I'm saying? Like, right. stuff like that a little bit more would be cool. But yeah, I think overall as a company they're doing great. Just keep treading carefully. Make sure that you keep the forward momentum. Don't trip and fall and stumble. And as far as like my stuff, I'm trying. With this new job that I got a lot of freedom as far as time goes. So I'm definitely going to be creating a lot more content. I'm definitely going to be uploading more consistently. So be on the lookout for that. And if anything, we appreciate everybody tuning into the Predcast. This one's a little bit longer because we had several delays. But if you guys did make it this far, please leave a GG wherever you're watching, whether it be on the Twitch chat, whether it's on YouTube video, just to let us know that you made it this far. And as always, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Y'all take it easy. Thanks for having me.